Hello everybody, good afternoon and welcome to the United Stand. It's the big one, it's Anfield, it's Manchester United, it's Liverpool against Manchester United. I hope you're excited. Very good lineup, says YJ. Look, I think we're very happy with the lineup for Manchester United today, aren't we? I think it's a good one. I think it's a very, very good one indeed. In fact, I can't argue the fact that I'm happy with it. I'm hoping to get it up on the screen for you now, but Manchester United's lineup has got Varane in it, has got Luke Shaw in it. You should be able to see it on the screen there now for yourselves. That's the Liverpool lineup. We're not interested in that. We'll talk about that in a minute. We're the away team, aren't we? I've gone with the home team there. So let's get the home team up on the screen for you. Not match stats. Yeah, okay. I'll get there in a minute. There we go. Okay, there's the Manchester United line. Why am I Man United in red? Got Man United in red and Liverpool in red. For fuck's sake. Not anything but just we're meant to be in bloody white. Anyway, doesn't really matter. David De Gea in goal. We've got Wan-Bissaka at right back, which is what we expected. We've got Varane and Martinez in, which is really important. Luke Shaw, Fred, Casemiro, Anthony, Bruno, Rashford and Weghorst. I think that's about as good as it was going to be for Manchester United today, if I'm completely honest. I know a few people were expecting it to be a little bit different to that, but no, I think that's about as good as we could hope for. It's not Wan-Bissaka at right back, it's Dalot at right back, sorry. Have we got Wan-Bissaka? I can't read. Oh no, it says Diego Dalot. I can't read that right, and it's way too small for me. I saw two names and I thought it's Wan-Bissaka, it's Dalot because they put Diego in front of it. Sorry, my apologies. Nothing less than a win is good enough today, Mark. It's our best chance in years, says Simon Pinero. Well, I think with that team, I was always I've been a bit quiet on social media today, and the reason for that is I just didn't know which way the team was going to go, and I do think that we've got a really good opportunity to go there and win for the first time in a long time. You can always go to Anfield and win. We have done it in the past, but I think we go there. There's a difference to going there and winning, and there's a difference between going there with not favourites, but with a real opportunity to win. And I think that's the most important things. But I just think that it's so important to have Casemiro, Varane, Martinez, De Gea, Bruno, Rashford, Luke Shaw. I think those players for me are so important in a game like this. And I'd have been gutted. I really, really, really would have been gutted if Varane had missed out, because it massively weakens what we're trying to achieve. Thanks for the early super chats. What's your thoughts on the other channel saying that his online fans are different than stadium going fans, says Rahul. I spoke about it before, spoke about it over the weekend. Everyone's entitled to an opinion, of course, but online fans are match going fans. I find this massively disrespectful, arrogant, and ultimately they're frustrated. They're the one with the tears. They are describing online fans as not as important as match-going fans because they think that all match-going fans want a gym like them and that all online fans who aren't real fans want guitar. What they don't realise is a lot of match-going fans want guitar as well. So they try these little petty arguments that have got no basis and make themselves look super silly for it. Sancho is back on the bench this week. It gives us additional depth, says the Inquisition. Well, let's have a look at the... let me talk to you about the benches, because obviously that's going to be very important here. We haven't touched on the Liverpool team yet. One thing I have to say, because they are sponsoring the show, I literally have to say, is that we're sponsored by Sneak, sugar-free, low-calorie energy drinks, delivered to your door in the UK next day, and they ship to certain countries worldwide. Sugar-free, low-calorie, you can get a starter pack where you get one of these beauties and 9 different sachet flavours to try. I'm on the cherry bomb today because it's red, and you can get yours delivered to your door. Fantastic product, and as I say, you can scan the QR code next to me, or you can go through the link in the video description. We will have a look at the Liverpool team as well, but let's have a look at the Manchester United bench first. Everton are 2-1 up against Nottingham Forest, if you're interested in that. I am interested in that. But let's have a look at the bench for Manchester United. So the starting lineup, it's on the screen a minute ago. Maguire's on the bench, Malacia's on the bench, Sabitzer's on the bench, Heaton's on the bench, Sancho's on the bench, Wan-Bissaka's on the bench, Elanga's on the bench, McTominay's on the bench, and Garnacho is on the bench. No place for Anthony Martial. We wouldn't have expected that. Interestingly enough, there was talk that if Varane had not started this game, that maybe Lindelof would play over Maguire. That obviously was never going to be the case because Victor Lindelof's not even fit enough to be on the bench. There was a suspicion that he went off at half-time, just after half-time, against West Ham for a tactical reason, but there was also discussion that he may well have been injured. Well, he's not fit enough to be on the bench. Jadon Sancho returns. Fred and Luke Shaw and Varane as well all had injury doubts to a certain extent, but they're all available to play today. When you look at that bench, Garnacho and Elanga as the attacking options with Sancho. McTominay can play in the midfield. So it's a reasonably balanced team with Sabitzer in there as well. And then you've got Malacia and Maguire and Wan-Bissaka as defensive cover. So we've got reasonable cover on the bench. That's not always been the case. Ashton Fairbank, thank you for your super chat there. Scott's been a member for 2 months. He says that Liverpool midfield is going to be swallowed by Casemiro and Fred. Varane being in is massive. I predict a 2-1 win. Rashford and Bruno goals. Thank you very much. And Horn is a member. Welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much for that. Well, let's have a look at this Liverpool side. I can get it up on the screen for you now. So Liverpool line up as follows. They've got Alisson in goal, Trent at right back, Konate, Van Dijk and Robertson, Henderson, Fabinho and Elliott, and then Salah, Gakpo and Nunez. On paper it's a good side, but on paper it's struggled a lot this season. I actually thought Bjasic would play, however you pronounce it, because he's been pretty good. I'm actually happier that Elliott's playing because I don't massively rate him. I think Bjasic is better. They've got Jota on the bench, Firmino on the bench. I don't rate that Liverpool bench massively. I think they're going to have to win this game with their first team. It looks like a good Liverpool team as a starting lineup, but as we know, that midfield is not the same. Their defence has struggled because of it, and their front three is hardly firing, with Salah having a really odd season. So, but Liverpool-Manchester United is a derby. I think this is the biggest game, and I've always said this is the biggest game in the Premier League. Although it's not a derby, Liverpool-Man United's bigger than Liverpool-Everton to Liverpool fans, and Manchester United-Liverpool is bigger than Manchester United-Manchester City to Manchester United fans. It's a huge game, and it has been for a very, very long time, and there's a lot on this one. Mark, Liverpool continue to use a high line despite their issues, as we saw against Madrid with Rodrigo and Vinicius Jr. We should definitely try to explore this with Rashi and Anthony, says Simon Pinero. Thank you very much. Drew Poole, thank you very much for your super chat as well. Form goes out the window in this fixture, says SK, and I think that is sort of what I was trying to say. You could argue that we would marginally be coming into this game as favourites, but having said that, it's Anfield, it's a big atmosphere, there is a referee out on the pitch. We've never really discussed that because we don't want that to be a factor. I think it has got new camp vibes. We should have won in the new camp. I can see a draw in this game because I think it probably suits everybody in the sense that nobody gets beat, but I think both teams need to win it as well. So I think a draw isn't really what either team wants or either fan base, but I could see that probably happening. Although I'm going to stick with, I actually think it probably will be a draw actually, but I'd love Man United to win it. Elanga will blossom with confidence without Ronaldo, says Keel. You do realise that Ronaldo's gone a long time ago, mate. We're still, he's not a sunflower seed, is he? He needs to start blossoming now. Hi Mark, taking any interest in the F1? Also hope United batter Liverpool today, says the Don. I've got the F1 on because it'll go straight from the F1 to the Liverpool-Man United game on Sky. Didn't see the start, don't know what's really happening. Looks like it could be another boring F1 season actually, with Verstappen miles ahead and Ferrari. Nothing seems to have bloody changed, which is a shame. I think F1's making a big mistake at the moment. It was meant to make it more exciting, and actually I think it's gone a bit boring. But what do I know? Let's have a look at the super chat. Sean Turner's in the house. Hope you're doing well, Sean. He says, would rather Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I think he deserves to play over Delo at the moment, purely on current form. Buzzing for this game. I hope we punish them. Sean, I think you've made the comment of the show so far. I completely agree with you. I expected Wan-Bissaka to start, and I agree with you that he's in better form. I prefer Delo. I've made no secret of that, but I really did think Wan-Bissaka would play. I'm a little bit surprised that he's not. So, that's a big call because Delo is more attacking, isn't he? And you're playing against Gakpo. Interesting. Maybe Ten Hag knows a lot about Gakpo. or Nunez, who could play off the left as well. Joshua Bellwater's in the house as well. Hello, Joshua. He says, this is the last of the games where I expect us to drop points. I know we'll drop more in the run-in, but there's no standout game I don't see us winning in our remaining games, excluding this one, says Joshua. Thank you very much. We should run that midfield, no doubt, and if we do, 3-0 United, says the Mr. Tower Hill. And looks to me, they really do want to attack. We should really be aware of that. Canate and Elliott have mistakes in them. Stay strong for 20 minutes, then see, says SK. I think in a game of this magnitude, you've got to not concede in the first 20 minutes. We've made those mistakes in the past, of course, and I think that we've got to hold firm in the first 20 minutes. And if that means letting them, have a bit of the ball, so be it. But don't concede in the first 20, because Anfield can be a difficult place when that happens. Hi, Mark. It's my birthday, and just found out I share it with Maguire and Fred, says Connor. Yeah, well, Fred's all right. Alanga hasn't played since Ronaldo was here, says Kyle. Thank you very much. I also think as well, you've got to look at the league table a little bit, haven't you, today? And let's have a quick look at it. If you look at that league table, there it is. Manchester United at the moment, we've got 49 points. If we lost, that went too fast. Come back. There we go. Manchester United at the moment, we've got 49 points. Liverpool have got 39 points. We've played the same amount of games. If they were to win, they'd be 7 points behind us. But I don't feel United need to worry about the top four race. I agree with Joshua. I think you look at our remaining fixtures, there's quite a lot of points there. I mean, we've only got 49 points at the moment. I say only, but it still puts us in third. I think United are going to post somewhere between 75 and 80 points, which is a massive, massive improvement on the last few years. And for a first season, it's amazing from Ten Hag. If we were to lose today, it would be unpalatable, certainly, because it's Liverpool. And it would certainly open them. I think Liverpool would have top four pretty much nailed on if they win today, because it puts them right amongst it. If we were to win today, I think people will say title race. And I've said it for the last 2 weeks. I've said if we beat Liverpool at Anfield, you can't not say title race. But then look at it and you go, wow, we're 14 points behind Arsenal. And Man City don't look like they're going to drop many points either. So I just think for me it's about points. Get as many points as you can on the board. And if you get into a title race, you do. And if you don't, you don't. But let's get as many points as we can, because it can only help you next season. If you hit 75, 80 points this year, you've got to improve on that next year. And I think the higher we step the bar this year, it will help us next year. And also, going to places like Anfield and winning really does. It's like knocking Barcelona out over 2 legs. It just gives you and the team that extra bit of confidence that is needed. A draw, a draw's not a bad result at Anfield, but the fact that nobody wants a draw, to me, reflects exactly where we are as a football club. United aren't in a title race as Teddy. I tend to agree. I think that Liverpool and I think Arsenal and Man City are obsessed with each other, and they're finding ways to win games every week. United can only get into a title race if people drop points, even if we win all of ours. But we've just got to focus on ours. Anakin says, I'd prefer Aaron Wan-Bissaka for this game to pocket Salah. I'm surprised. I've got to say, I am surprised that Wan-Bissaka's not starting. You're not the first person to say that. Maybe Erik Ten Hag is worried about, but of course, Wan-Bissaka wouldn't play against Salah. It'd be Luke Shaw against Salah. Will Scott says maybe Erik Ten Hag is worried about Darwin on the back post and is worried Aaron Wan-Bissaka could mess up. Interesting point. I think as a fan base that has been one of our strengths, just taking it on game to game, celebrating progression and success, says Daniel Luciano. Thank you very much, Daniel. 5-0, let's go, says Pat. Thank you very much, Pat. And would have gone with Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Why has he gone with Dalot, says Maurice Ward. A few people are a little bit, I suppose, concerned. Maybe not concerned, maybe confused by that. I've got to say, if I'd have been predicting it, I think I did it in my preview, I would have been convinced he would have gone with Aaron Wan-Bissaka without shadow of a doubt. But ultimately, that's not the case, and he's gone with Dalot. And Dalot, I think Dalot's our best right back. I think he's proved that at the start of the season. But on form at the moment, I can't argue with the fact that Wan-Bissaka's probably the better right back. But Ten Hag, don't question Ten Hag. I'm not worried about Salah at all. He's been crap this season, says Hyman. Yeah, I think Mo Salah reflects Liverpool, doesn't he? I have heard a few people, experts. You can define who I'm talking about however you like. You know, there's YouTubers who class themselves as experts. There's ex-players. There's journalists. There's mainstream pundits. I've heard a few people like writing Liverpool off. Oh, Liverpool are done. Their era is over. Liverpool are finished. And I just think that's a very dangerous thing to say before Man United go to Anfield. And even if we beat Liverpool, I don't think that means that that their season is over. I think it means that they are a team that is. I think they're a team that's going through a transition, and I think they're a team that probably couldn't afford last summer to get everything they needed. I still think that Liverpool will come back if Klopp's willing to stay there and do it. But personally, I just think they need to revolutionise that midfield, and obviously they're looking to do that with Jude Bellingham. I don't, and I think Mo Salah reflects Liverpool's problem this season. Whilst any drop-off is fine, I feel that you've also got the scenario where it's almost it's inexplicable how much Salah has fallen off this season. So, do I think Salah's going to turn up today like he was last year? He might score a couple of goals, but I don't think Salah's the player he was last year. Hi, Mark. How can you say that? FaZe, I don't know what you're on about. I think the wings will be key today. Rashi against Trent will be interesting, and Anthony versus Robertson could get spiky, but Velk to occupy the centre-backs could be key for assist Smuggy. You know what? I think you've highlighted something really, really good there. I think there is that Robertson is a bit of a shithouse, and Anthony can be a bit of a shithouse. And I think at Anfield, if I was Anthony, I'd be trying as many tricks as I can. You know what? I must admit, I was a little bit ignorant to this because we never really had a player who did it. But when you look at somebody like Richarlison, when he's doing those little keep-ups with his head, he did it against us. It's massively frustrating, but it's also it can be an advantage. And I just think if Anthony did a few, spins today, then Robertson won't be able to stop himself clattering him, and that could be a yellow card. And those things could be really interesting. On the other hand, Anthony's got the capability to be a little bit petulant. So I think you're right. It might be worth keeping an eye on that, because what nobody's spoken about is that I think Liverpool and Man City, there was probably a little bit of too much respect. There won't be that between Man United and Liverpool because there's too much history. You can make yourself a hero as a Liverpool player if you clatter Casemiro or something like that. So I think Liverpool also, after that Real Madrid game, those Liverpool players owe their fans a result, and I think they'll see today as that opportunity. How we approach this game is going to be really interesting. Ten Hag is up against one of the best managers in the world in his own backyard, and he's dealt with every issue really, really well this season. How we're going to deal with this game, I'm massively interested. Are we just going to sit back and counter, which has worked for us in the past, or are we going to do what we did against Arsenal in the first half at the Emirates, where we actually went for them? You never know what Ten Hag's going to do. Tyler says, people want Aaron Wan-Bissaka to start over Dalot, but Dalot provides more going forward. Maybe Eric Ten Hag would consider Aaron Wan-Bissaka a sub if we have to defend. Trust Eric Ten Hag, I agree. Eric Ten Hag knows he can trust Aaron Wan-Bissaka to come on at half-time if it isn't working like he did with Newcastle. Let's see how things play out, says the Mr. Towerhill. And sorry if you've already spoken about it, but have you heard Souness on Casemiro doubling down on the Steady Eddie comment? He can't admit he's wrong. I did hear it, Aaron. So I've played the game. Basically called him a Steady Eddie in this summer. And Gary Neville's asked him about it today, and he said, no, he is a steady Eddie, and you need teams like that. I'd love to have him in my team. So he has, we all know these people, he won't admit he's wrong, but he sort of has admitted he's wrong, because Steady Eddie was meant in a derogatory, his average way. He's now saying every great team needs a Steady Eddie in that role. So, I mean, he's never going to apologise, but in a way I think he did. Hi Mark, Liverpool and their fans have very fragile confidence right now. We need a good start, says Carl. Yeah, I think you're spot on, Carl. If you think about United, Liverpool over the last few years under Mourinho and Ollie, when we were going into those games in bad places, you go into it and you want to play well. But the minute you score, the minute, like if you look at that Ollie game at Old Trafford 5-0, as soon as Liverpool score that first goal at Old Trafford, the heads drop in the crowd. They're like, oh, this lot of shit. And the morale and the ability to intimidate the opposition just disappears, because there's a lot of deep-seated frustration with that team. If we could play well in the first 20 minutes and score in the first half first, I think that crowd would turn on its own players rather than keep up the intensity and atmosphere against United. Please shout out United Group from South Africa and say, let's go, Fred. I played the game. Goat Fan Channel, says Sanka. Thank you very much. And watching you in the game on 8-hour working shift at the gym, Mark. Hope we win, says Jerome. Have a good shift, pal. Hope we win as well. And Angry Brit says, looking at both United and Liverpool, both teams have their weakest benches relative to their stature. Yes, and I think this is something that both teams need to work on. We know we need to work on it because we've only just started building our first team. But from Liverpool's point of view, they need to work on it as well. I think that's why they've struggled this year. But Liverpool want to get top four, don't they? That's what Liverpool want to do. And what is our aim this season? Our aim this season is to win a trophy, which we've done. Get top four, which we've nearly done. We're now in bonus territory, but I don't think Ten Hag is treating it like bonus territory. I think Ten Hag is treating it as the opportunity that it needs. Do you think our midfield can dominate today and get some decent possession, says Dan. Look, Jordan Henderson, Fabinho, Harvey Elliott, they've not had a very good season. But as we all know, this is a bit of a derby fixture. It's a great leveller. And is Jordan Henderson a bad player? Is Fabinho a bad player? They're having bad seasons. I don't think they're bad players. Maybe they can pull out something today. Simon says that Salah is more of an inside forward than a touchline winger, but because of Nunez, he's been played more on the touchline. Thank you very much for that, Simon. There's definitely a change. I've bet the mortgage on Man United. Let's go, says Brian. A lot of people going United 2-1, like Johan. I did want to talk about Weghorst. Yassin's just mentioned Weghorst in the live chat. I did want to mention Weghorst. I think that Weghorst, I don't want. I think against Newcastle last week, I predicted that Weghorst would have a big part to play because of Newcastle's defence being quite physical. I think Liverpool's defence is very mobile. I don't know which way it's going to go with Weghorst today. Weghorst could be completely blunt and useless today, or he could be a real asset. He's always going to put the work in, but we know he's not very quick. But Liverpool like to play a high line, and they are quite quick. So I think Anthony and Rashford, it depends how much defensive work Anthony and Rashford have got to do, because effectively they are going to have to provide the ball in behind in that situation. Because I think that Liverpool will be able to push up really, really high. Have you ever had the number 7 lounge experience of Man United? If so, is it worth the price of admission? Says Outdoor Adventure. I've never had it, mate. I've got a feeling it's a draw, but come on United, says Nathaniel. I agree Weghorst will be useless today, says Sam. I didn't say he's going to be useless. I just said it's the sort of game where it's very difficult to predict. Mark, what's your thoughts on someone buying Spurs? Says Faye's got no idea what you're on about, mate. You're bordering on getting the boots. I think you're talking shite. Forest have equalised 2-2 with Everton. That's a cracking result for them. Johnson scored in the 77th minute. 2-1 it was. In fact, 2-1 it was. It wasn't 2-0 at any point. And Everton will stay in the relegation zone if you're interested in that. Cracking 4-goal thriller there. Very equal game as well. Both teams have had 10 shots, 4 shots on target to Everton's 3. Draw, probably the fair result. Unless there's going to be a late bit of drama there. If you're interested in that as a Premier League fan, there you go. Callum says, sorry if you've already spoken about this and to bring up such a topic, but what are your thoughts about the rumours of Greenwood's return? Sorry, Callum, not talking about it. It's been spoken about on a few news shows. If there's any new news, we'll talk about it, but I'm not talking about it on a game like this today. I just can't be bothered. We've got a big enough rival in Liverpool. We don't want to be splitting the fan base on a topic like that. So apologies, Callum, not going to discuss that. Jab. Robinson, thank you very much. Welcome to the members club. Let's see if we can get some comments from Ten Hag. I mean, the big bonus for me is that we've got Varane playing. Let's have a quick look. We've got any comments coming in from Ten Hag, but yeah, Varane, I'd have been gutted because Lindelof's not fit enough for the bench. So if Varane had played, he would have been in a position whereby he's if Varane hadn't played, Maguire would have played. So it would have been interesting, wouldn't it? Anthony's put a comment out. I'm ready for it, and I've played very big games already. It's just one more. Very excited. New game, new atmosphere, a new trajectory. So hopefully we'll get that win today. Just a few comments coming in from Anthony there. I don't think Ten Hag's spoken to the press yet, but as soon as he does, we'll bring those comments in for you. 34 minutes away from the start of this game. Oh my God. I don't know whether that's true, but apparently there's a flag been put outside Anfield about a plane and a German flag in '58. You know what? I will talk about this. I didn't want to talk about this, but both Jurgen Klopp and Erik Ten Hag have come out and spoken and basically asked both set of fans, United fans not to sing about Hillsborough, Liverpool fans not to sing about Munich. I know lots of Liverpool fans. It's unfortunate that they support Liverpool, but they're good. They're good people. I know Man United fans who are complete wankers. I learnt this doing this job over the last 7 years that, I naively thought that all Liverpool fans were knobheads and all United fans were good people because they supported the club I support. You soon realise doing this that there are complete wanker United fans and there are really nice Liverpool fans. So it's such a shame when, you see Liverpool fans taking a pop at Munich and United fans doing it about Hillsborough because they're wankers of both fan bases. And in a way, they need to be highlighted because it's disgusting. But in another way, they sort of need just booting out of football and, ignoring because that's not... We've got the best league in the world. This game is about going to Anfield, our biggest rival, acknowledging what a great football club Liverpool are, acknowledging what a difficult place to go Anfield is, acknowledging their history of everything they've won and everything we've won, and that's what makes this game so great. But unfortunately, you will always get a minority that want to make it something vile. No, the vast majority of United fans do not want to mention the word Hillsborough, and the vast majority of Liverpool fans do not want to mention the word Munich. It's just that minority in society. You see them on Twitter in relation to other things. They will go there, and it destroys it for everybody else. Disgusting behaviour, and it's not. I don't think it is tribalism, Peter. I just think it's a vile minority in both fan bases that take it to a place that doesn't need to go. And you can't just put it on Liverpool fans because United fans do it about Hillsborough as well. It's not unfortunate. It's disgusting. I've not had a United shirt since I was 13, and I'm now 27 and can't wait to get one once the Glazers go, says Jack. Well, don't forget to watch the video this morning. Really interesting update on the sale of Manchester United. Of course. Same with the racists when England lost on penalties, says Sam. And select few that give everybody a bad name. It's usually the real fans as well, says DK. Well, I did something with the EE on Friday about homophobia in football. It went on my Instagram page. The replies were stunning, absolutely stunning. The amount of people that were just openly homophobic, and you wonder why no gay footballers will ever reveal that they're gay. It's it was a massive eye opener to me, just how vile and how openly anti-gay some people are. It's look, it still exists. Racism, homophobia, vile things about Munich. It still exists, and to be honest, it does need speaking about because they get away with it. The best way to make sure of top four is to keep believing we're in a title race. Mentality-wise, it's vital to keep believing and pushing forward, says Glenny Boy. Yeah, I love what Ten Hag does really, because he never really looks beyond the next game, and I think that's a mistake we have made over the last 10 years. Is we sometimes start looking way too far ahead. Like in the relation to the Europa League, having knocked Barcelona out, I think in previous years we just expect to go and win it. We expected to beat Villarreal in the final and they beat us. I just think Ten Hag, and this is a great point, Ten Hag has changed the mentality of this fan base. We've got a better chance of winning things than we ever have under Ten Hag since Sir Alex Ferguson retired. But there is no expectation that it will happen. Even last week against Newcastle, you can predict that we're going to win, but there's no expectation that we're definitely going to win. He's removed that expectation by increasing the expectation by just focusing on the next game. Like, we're not talking about the title, we're not talking about top four because anything can happen. But on the other hand, we've also got this scenario whereby the Europa League is a great example where, and the FA Cup, it looks like it'll be us or Man City that win the FA Cup, but we're not going to look beyond Fulham because Fulham are a good side, and we will respect Fulham, and we'll put everything into it. And it's the same with the Europa League. You know, Betis on Thursday, 2 legs. We should be looking at getting to the final and winning that, depending on how seriously Arsenal take it. But we won't look beyond Betis, and this is something that Ten Hag has drilled into this fan base, to never look beyond the game that's in front of you. Hopefully the Steady Eddie scores, says Zero Connection. And Carl Murphy says, Mark, if we need to start a new chant for the Eric Ten Hag like the song Magic by Pilot, ho ho ho, it's Eric, you know, never believe it's not so. Yeah, but we've done that with Carrick, Kyle, and you know that's the Carrick song. Hi Mark, we get this sort of thing all the time in Scotland between Rangers and Celtic, and pure hatred involves nothing with respect, says Multigamer. Thank you very much. And Glenn is nervous as hell. Let me have a stretch. Seems like we have a big game every week. Miss this feeling as opposed to the dread I had previous seasons. Spurs losing has helped though, says Glenn. And hi Mark, I think Ten Hag is starting to low to show that we want to play on the front foot against Liverpool, controlling possession against them, says Huang. Yeah, you know what? We did this at the Emirates. A lot of people thought we would play on the counter there, and we didn't. So, you know, I don't know how we're going to play, because you never know how you're going to play with Eric Ten Hag as the manager. Just as a reminder, if you didn't already know, the referee is Andy Madley. That is a name you might know. It's a name you might not know, but it's a name that has a very big job to play today. I'd be lying if I said the referee won't have a part to play in the game today. He will. I'm excited. You know, I'm excited. This for me is up there with the Nou Camp. That game is just personally one of my favourites. Probably my favourite game of the season was the Nou Camp game, because it's such a historic stadium. It's such a big football club, and to go there and deserve to win was huge. So Anfield, Liverpool, our biggest domestic rival. Again, it's just, can we go and imprint ourselves on this game? Can we go there and, you know, for the first time, I think Liverpool fans are scared of us. I think they'll expect to win. Why wouldn't they? But I think they are scared of us. And I think that, well, whether they're scared, they're wary of us. And that's what it's all about, isn't it? Going out there and imprinting yourself on the game. If I was there in the dressing room, I would see that picture to the players and demand a reply in the pitch in a footballing terms, win the game for us, says Sapatashi. Thank you very much. Come on United, says Red Devil 1166. Well, I make no apologies. Barcelona was probably the most intense watch-along I've done this season, and it'll be the same here, because I just can't watch United at Anfield and not be intense, because it's just it's that sort of game, isn't it? It's 100 mile an hour, and hopefully we'll see that from the players as well. Just seeing them knocking the ball around there. Mark, do you think us having a game in hand will benefit us if we win today, as it will take the pressure off us and we still have lots of matches left, as Brian? Depends where you put where you draw the line, Brian, really, because, we've got, you look at that league table and it's very difficult. It's very difficult to say where we are. Most people say we're not really involved in the title race. Some people say we could get pulled into the top 4 race. My opinion is that we're not in a title race and we're not in a top 4 race. We've sort of found this home in between the two, where I think we're probably technically closer to a top 4 race, but I feel that we're probably momentum-wise closer to a title race. But at this moment in time, I think we're sort of locked in the two. We're sort of in a safe area. Today could decide that. I think if we win it, we're more in a title race. If we lose it, I don't think we're in a race for 4th yet. But remember this comment: when Liverpool win. That's from Darwin Nunez. Thank you very much. And Jesus Loves You says that Spurs are a very good club. Okay. Red Harlow says, I wonder if Trent Alexander-Arnold still goes forward in this game, allowing an informed Rashford space to operate seems like a mistake, and surely Klopp knows that. One thing I will say about both our wingers today: when you're playing away from home, it's not about you. And what I mean by that is, I think Anthony and Rashford are both guilty of getting their head down and having a shot, or getting their head down and just going direct. I think we saw Newcastle. Well, I watched Newcastle play Man City at the Etihad yesterday. Newcastle, if they'd have had their head screwed on in the final third, they'd have scored 2 goals. They didn't. They snatched at chances. They messed it up. Manchester United, we might not get many chances. We might get loads, but we might not. And I just think Rashford knows he can get the better of Trent, but don't let it become an obsession. If there's a better pass, play the pass. Like, use Bruno, use Luke Shaw, look for Weghorst. Same with Anthony. If there's a pass on, an overlap from Delot, if there's a cross to Weghorst, if there's a ball to Bruno, take that. Don't start shooting from 30 yards because you get lost in the moment. I think we've got to, against the best opposition, you've got to play the percentage game, and that means play the right ball. Play the right ball. Driving up to Toronto today, Mark. Going to be in the car for 8 hours, says this is for Shalin. Listening to you throughout the game. Hope your back doesn't act up today. It's a lot better. I've been in the garden this morning actually playing football with Seb, and I made a couple of worldies. He did beat me quite. He's figured out against Goldbridge's back. If you put it in the bottom corner, he ain't saving it. But anywhere around the top corner, I haven't got to get down, so I can still leap off the feet like a salmon. Tipped a few round the post, but if it goes bottom corner, I'm screwed. I wonder how I played the game FC feels about Steady Eddie Casemiro, so now, says Azad. And Mark, do you agree with me? I think Bruno will be key today. Bruno's always key, Daniel. The Bruno importance is massive because he is he's the captain, and he is the leader in that team, and I think that's massive. So yeah, I think it's absolutely. He's absolutely crucial. Are you afraid Robertson will start annoying Anthony? Says AVC Dick. Well, it works both ways. I actually, if somebody said to me, Robertson and Anthony will have average games and nothing will go on, or they can be at each other all game and you run the risk of a red card for Anthony, I'd rather they were at each other all game. I actually don't think Liverpool fans would disagree with me, and I certainly don't think you will. I want a bit of needle. I want a bit of fight. I want a bit of, tackles going in. I know it was horrific for Anthony when he got done by Carragher. But even though we were on the end of that, I still respected it, even though it should have been a bloody red. It was a disgusting tackle. But I was still like, fucking come on then. Come on then, have it. Because that's what rivalry is. Tomorrow, no doubt, I'll have a couple of Liverpool fans who ring me up and we have a chat. And, we won't fall out. But today, leave me alone. Don't WhatsApp me. Leave me alone. And they'll be the same because it's real. It's a real rivalry. And I think some people in life are scared of this confrontation. Some people are scared of competition and rivalry. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a physical game. You can put a tackle in. It's absolutely fine. You can leave your friendships at the door to go on the pitch and have a rivalry. And the fans can do that as well. No problem with that at all. I've said this before, certain schools in the UK, Sports Day, you don't get a winner. Everyone gets a winner's medal, even if you come 10 seconds behind. That's not sport. That's a nonsense, in my opinion. This is what Liverpool and Manchester United is. It's when two clubs go to war on a football pitch. The war is won by putting the ball in the back of the net. But there is a competition there. And I like it when it gets tasty. I like it when there's a bad tackle. I like it when, players start getting in each other's faces. I like, you don't want to see Carragher type tackles in the modern game, to be honest. You don't want to see tackles that can end people's seasons or careers, but 50-50 balls, you got to go for it. Bit of argy-bargy and all that. Lovely. Mark, love the show. When are you coming to the US, says Ruben. I think we're coming in the summer, mate. And come on, United, an important note, we've got the better midfield today, unlike numerous times before, and this would be beneficial for us, says Kiresh. Look, games are won and lost in the midfield. Man United used to lose a lot of games in the midfield. We've now got Casemiro in there, and I think it's been a huge boost for us. Oh, get rid of those. There won't be many of those over the next couple of hours. Man United will win today, says Ray. Man United will prove the doubt was wrong. Summer window, we get a few players and win the league next season, says Ray. Well, yeah, we need to get this. I nearly went Sean Dyche there. Well, yeah, at the end of the day, we need to get this. He's not a Man United manager. At the end of the day, we need to get. We need to rinse this season for as much as we can. As I said at the start of the season, if you'd have said to me top 4 in a trophy, I'd have snapped your hands off, and we've got that basically. But let's rinse it and see what more we can get. If we can get another trophy, over 75 points, that's what I'm sort of looking at the moment. I think that's what Ten Hag does as well. I think he looks at it and goes, what's the what's the next target? Ty, thank you very much. And I think Ten Hag does look at a football game and does it in targets as well. Get through the next 5 minutes, get through the next 10 minutes, and the way he obviously does that as well, because the way he analyzes a game of football is very clear that he does that he can compartmentalize it. We're going to win 2-1, says Khalil. You're not the only one to be saying 2-1. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. Get involved with the United Stand. We are live every night at 8 o'clock, every morning at 10 o'clock, and we normally do a 2 o'clock show as well. Appreciate that. Subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Just looking at my predictor league, a lot of people are going with changing their score to 2-1 to United now. I think so much of it was based on how many, who was going to start in the game for United, wasn't it? And I think knowing that Varane's fit and Luke Shaw's fit is a big thing, because ultimately if they hadn't been fit, it would have been Maguire and Malacia starting. Let's have a look. I think we have got some quotes coming in from Erik Ten Hag now, so let's have a look what he's got to say. First time managing Manchester United at Anfield. Spoke specifically about Dalot. He said Dalot did a good job against Newcastle and West Ham. That's why he's starting. United, this is from Roy Keane. United are in a good place and they should be confident, but they'll have to be at their very, very best. They should enjoy this challenge. If United get off to a good start, it'd be difficult for Liverpool to win. And Ten Hag has said, I only think about performance. We have to bring the performance. Mentality, you've got to have it. Every player has to bring his performance and his level, because when you don't, you have a problem. We have to play our best because we play against an incredibly good team. If they play at their best levels, we have to be really good to win. We like that challenge and we will go for it. Ten Hag on picking the same lineup from the final. I think it's a coincidence. I could have played others, but we thought it was the best lineup for this game. So there you go. Erik Ten Hag explaining why he's picked Dalot and why it's the same team that's going on there. I've seen a few people in the chat saying they'd be very happy with the draw today. I think it's about expectations. It's about, I think you've got to go for the win, and if you end up with the draw, you analyse that after 90 minutes. But there's no reason not to want to win this game, and I guarantee you Liverpool are going to want to win it as well. One person you would like to sign in the transfer window, says Sharia. I'm not really thinking about it at the moment. I mean, I'll just revert back to what I said 2 days ago. I think Frenkie de Jong is the player that I'd like to see bring in, because I know that it's the player that the manager wants. Hopefully no silly red cards today, Mark. I think Wout will score today. Well, I think Ten Hag said that in the Manchester United website. It's about accountability, and that's what that's all about. A red card because you put a stupid tackle in is accountability, isn't it? Don't get lost in the moment. Play the game. I've played the game. You've played the game. We've all watched the game. Then, don't get lost in the moment. You look at Gerrard, gone in 60 seconds when he came on a few years ago and, came on at half time and got sent off. That wasn't very accountable from Gerrard. And ultimately it cost Liverpool the game. You can't lose your head in a game like this. Most red cards, you're out of control. You can't be out of control in a game like this. You've got to tunnel your vision. If there's an opportunity to go and rough up a Liverpool player, go and take it in the confines of everyone else is at it. If there's an opportunity to go for a 50-50 and you're not out of control, you go into it. But what you can't do is get lost in the moment and go and do something that's reckless, because it will cost your team. Either team goes down to 10 men in this game, and then you're handing a huge advantage to the opposition. Hi Mark, I'm also going 2-1 to United. However, I'm nervous but still confident we can win. Hopefully Rashi dominates Liverpool's Poundland Dalot in Trent, says Ryan. And we need to try to keep the ball today and not be losing possession. I think I would have started Sabitzer. I think, you know what, Ronan, the more I think about it and the closer we get to starting this game, the more I think that we're going to go possession. I think we're going to replicate what we did against Arsenal at the Emirates, where in the first half we had a lot of the possession, and I think that's what we're going to try and do. Did you see the article about Casemiro's media unveiling? When they briefed him, they found out he had already had an in-depth knowledge of United's history. He's a very educated footballer, Glenny boy. Somebody was on about it today that he does a meticulous amount of work on the opposition. Also referees, he gets to know all about the referees so that he can be in their ear on the pitch. A very intelligent footballer who consumes football, for a living, but also, obviously has a passion for knowledge about it as well. Rob Howe and Fluffy Tiger, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much for that. I tweeted about it today. There was a story that somebody at United had said that Casemiro's got the potential to be as significant a signing for Manchester United as Eric Cantona was. I'm old enough to remember when we signed Cantona. Man United was struggling to win a title. Cantona came in and was sort of the final piece of the jigsaw that made it all make sense, and then we couldn't stop winning titles. I think we're in a different place to when Cantona came in, because when Cantona came in, United were very close to winning titles, but they just couldn't quite do it, and Cantona gave us that belief and je ne sais quoi, whatever you want to call it, voulez-vous. Manchester United, we're not close to winning titles, so the job's almost bigger for Casemiro to come in and do. But look, if he can have the same, anywhere near the same legacy as Cantona, it would be remarkable. Hi Mark, good looking team. Was a little scared about Varane not starting, but happy now. Still nervous. I think we'll win the game 2-1. Vignesh, let's not run away with ourselves. I just hope that whatever Varane's issue is, whatever Luke Shaw's issue's been, they're not issues that come back into the game. We need them on the pitch for 90 minutes. I want to believe this team will win every week they play, but the last decade has made me nervous of United possibly dropping their performance, says Stephen. And what is their biggest away game we've won this season, Mark? I'm going with a 2-2 draw, says Bradley. Our biggest away win this season? Well, we didn't win at City. We didn't win at Arsenal. We haven't played Newcastle yet. We're just about to play Liverpool. We haven't played Spurs away yet. We haven't played Brighton away yet. Fulham's probably our biggest away win on paper. I'm not talking about scoreline. I'm talking about best win away from home. I think Fulham, because they're a bloody good side. Obviously, Brentford beat us away. So actually, when you look at the league table, we've not actually beat many teams away from home that are in the top half. So Fulham's probably the biggest. How many trophies at the end of the season, Mark? Says Tiny United. I'm going to go with 2. I'm going to go with 2. Yeah. 2. Jake says his Scouse mates are scared, and Liverpool will humble us today, says Sam Jr. Okay, that's always a positive way for a United fan to go, isn't it? Don't forget, by the way, I've just paused it on the screen there. We're sponsored by Sneak. I need to get some in me, actually. I won't need a load of Sneak today because I'll be living off nervous energy. Actually, that's probably why I need it, to keep topping up. Cherry Bomb for the win. Sugar-free, low-calorie energy drinks delivered to your door. You can get one of these and 9 different sachets to try as part of a starter pack. Please use the code SNEAKBRIDGE. You can scan the QR code next to me or go through the link in the description. Next day delivery in the UK. They do ship worldwide as well. Cherry Bomb's lovely. That's what I'm on. Purple Storm's got a very familiar flavour. Very nice. Blue Raspberry, Strawberry Millions, Apple Sour, Origins, Electric Mango, Tropicilla, Strawberry and Watermelon. There's some lovely flavours. They also do fizzy drinks as well in like cans, which are really good. And yeah, best thing to do is probably try the starter pack first and see what flavours you like. Links in the chat or scan the QR code next to me. Please use the code SNEAKBRIDGE to help the channel out. Mario says, a big shout out to Sneak, by the way. Mario says, Eric Ten Hag deserves massive plaudits, but these players deserve credit as well. Good coaching without players' willingness to be coached means nothing. Exactly, Mario. Exactly. Rob Howe, welcome to the Members Club. Augustine says we're about to go on a big winning run. I think for me it's, as I say, I look at Manchester United in a different way because of the way Ten Hag talks about us, and I look at it and I go, you know what? I actually do think that it's about taking each game as it comes. That's what it's all about, and that's what I do. Klopp talks about mentality monsters, and we have the best 2 in the land, Martinez and Casemiro. We need to be confident today. We've not even spoken about Martinez. We spent a long time talking about Casemiro. We've spoke about Varane, and we spoke about the right back. We've not spoken about De Gea. We've not spoken about Martinez. We've touched on Bruno briefly. We spoke about Rashford briefly. We've not spoke about Luke Shaw. That Martinez and Luke Shaw left-hand side, I look at that Manchester United side, and I look at that Manchester United side, and I think I look at De Gea, I look at the back four, and I look at Casemiro, and I go, that team's not ever getting beat 3 or 4-0. Now, of course, it will get beat 3 or 4-0 at some point, but you were worried about that every week last season. That defence is so good, so reliable, so experienced that you go into a game and you believe you can win a game because of that. It's ridiculously. There's just a ridiculous amount of confidence, and it's great to see. Arlo, thank you very much. Welcome to the members club for that. I worried the right back side, Mark, says Arlo, but you say that you worry about the right you worry about the right back side, but then you're looking at who've Liverpool got on that side. You know, Cody Gakpo's not really turned up yet, and let's not forget, Eric Ten Hag did want Cody Gakpo, and I wish we'd got Cody Gakpo if I'm absolutely honest, but he's not really. You know, it's not Sadio Mane is what I'm trying to say. So I think you've got to look at it and go, we've got to cause them problems. We can't talk about what they're going to do to us. Marcus says it's my 60th birthday today and I'm predicting a 2-1 win to United. Happy birthday to Marcus. I hope you do. I hope you're having a great time, and I hope you're looking forward to it. It's going to be big game for Manchester United today, hopefully. Lots of people going with a 2-1 win. Not going to deny that. I've got a bit of a sniffly nose, you know. Need to get rid of that. Chilwell's England's best left back. Don't care, Isaac. And ready for the match with my crunchy nut cornflakes, says Peter. Thank you very much. I wish I had a tissue. 7 minutes to go. I need a bit of sneak here. I feel like I'm burning out really quick. I feel like my energy levels are dropping. Cherry bomb for the win. Hi Mark, what do you think about Weghorst being a backup CDM for Casemiro? Oh, shut up. Shut up with stupid comments. You will get ignored. This is too important to start talking about stupid things like Ben Chilwell's the best left back in the world and let's play Harry Maguire as CDM. This is serious time. Serious time now. We're getting very close to the start of this game. Lee says my cans are ice cold and can't wait to crack one out. I mean open. And it's getting tense now, says Anna. I mean, this is all about football, by the way. Someone's tuning in now. They'll go, what are they on about? And of course, these drinks have no sugar and sugar is energy, says Social River. Felt so long ago that Bruno might not be suitable for Ten Hag, says Blank Collectibles. Also quite amazing how Ten Hag played to our transitional play. I love it. Thank you very much. And Rashi to score a brace, says Akbar. Gakpo is just a player for squad depth, says 0-0 Sancho. And I think Man United should start Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Manchester United passion since Sir Alex left, says Zach. Okay. And should Garnacho start, Mark? No. I think at the end of the day, I wouldn't start Garnacho in a game like this. I think you bring Garnacho off the bench, but I don't believe in starting Garnacho in a game like this. It's Anfield. It's a massive game, and I think that, remember, this is still the breakout season for Garnacho. You've got Anthony, you've got Rashford. They're more senior players. They've played in bigger games. I don't feel you need to chuck Garnacho into a game like this. I wouldn't not trust him in a game like this, but I wouldn't have started him if I'm honest. I think I'd like to see him coming on, but I wouldn't have started him to be totally honest. And look at that. It's not dark. It's still light in Liverpool. Probably get dark in the second half, won't it? I'm just trying to think what time of year it is now, March. But there's that league table there for you. In fact, let's get the stats carousel running around the screen. Remember, our stats carousel is sponsored by OneFootball. You can download it for free by scanning the QR code or through going through the link in the video description. Get all your latest breaking football news and transfer news on OneFootball for free. It's available on Apple and on Android. You can scan that QR code in the right-hand corner. Just remember as well, this is a live stats carousel sponsored by OneFootball. So if any goals go in, those players on my left will have a ball on their shoulder. If there's any subs, you'll get a red arrow underneath to say they've come on. Any yellow cards or red cards, they'll go on their shoulder as well. And then we've got the stats screen in a minute, which will break down possession, shots on goal, etc., pass accuracy. That's updating by the second. So it's a live stats carousel. And the league table is as it stands. So if a goal goes, there you go, there's the match stats carousel. That's live, updating all the time. And the league table will be as it stands. So as soon as it kicks off, both teams will have an extra point because they'll be drawing as long as someone doesn't score. But if they do, then 3 points will go on. Growing expectation that Antonio Conte will leave Tottenham at the end of the season. There's a lack of appetite from both parties to extend his contract. Doesn't surprise me. I think that's the way to go, really, for both of those clubs. But the players are walking out onto the pitch. This is the bit I want. This is all I'm bothered about. I just want to see this. I'm just ready for this. Ready for it. Let's get ready. You've got to pump it up. You've got to pump it up. I've got a real urge to sing. No income tax, no VAT, no money back, no guarantee. I don't know why that's in my head. If we score, maybe I'll sing it. But I don't know. These sort of games, I've played the game, and these sort of games do a lot for you. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. We're on the road to 608,000. So bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Get involved with the United Stand. Loads of content for you every day. Obviously, with the usual Ben Foster video going out tomorrow. I'll be speaking to Ben about hopefully a Man United win. But and also the football just keeps coming, doesn't it? We've got Betis on Thursday night in the Europa League. I think this time next week we've got Southampton at home, then Betis again. Then we've got the FA Cup quarter-final against Fulham ahead of the international break, which is going to be a big international break if you come into any of the United Stand live shows. Can't wait for those. So it just never stops. It's fantastic. Summit says there's red cards on the menu today. Look, red cards happen in football. Let's be honest. Red cards do happen in football, and this should be a game where tempers rise. Good, bring it on. There's no guarantee we get the red cards. They might get the red cards. It's all about the discipline. It's all about accountability. Jordan H says it's 3:30 a.m. here in Sydney. Come on, United, says Jordan. Yeah, let us know where you're watching from around the world. Big shout out to the Global Reds. We've been saying that for years, but it's true. There'll be people who get up to watch Manchester United every single match at ridiculous o'clock to give their support. Let's hope those days of watching crap United sides for most of the season have gone, and that we're turning a corner. And this is how you do it. You go to Anfield and you put in a performance. Here we go. I think Fred has more impact as a second half sub than a starter. I'm surprised Erik ten Hag didn't start Sabitzer. Stephen, you're the first one to say that. Fair play, but I don't think anyone was surprised that Fred started today. I certainly wasn't. Martin, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you for 5 months. And Klopp smells, says Jake. Pass it on. Okay. What I will say is I'm not here to defend Jurgen Klopp or Liverpool, but I do think that writing Liverpool off is hilarious. I still think that Liverpool are a team that will be there or thereabouts at some point in the next 12 months or so. But we're about to go here. I love to see United in white. I mean, as soon as you see United in white, you think Anfield, because we're never going to wear red. It's the one place where you would expect Manchester United to be playing in a nice white kit. Not always white, to be fair, but yeah, Man United in white at Anfield. Let's go and do it, boys. Let's go and get this result. Can't wait for it. One of the biggest games of the season, whatever season it is. Manchester United at Liverpool against our biggest rivals. Fred's about to kick it off. Let's get out there and let's express ourselves and let's show what we're building here, like we did at the Nou Camp. We're up and running. We're up and running. It's Manchester United against Liverpool at Anfield. And a long ball from the kickoff again, which is a legacy thing from, I think, the Ollie years, that we still keep doing it. I don't know why. Maguire on the bench for his 30th birthday, says Dylan. Happy birthday, Hazard. I'm just glad he's not playing, Dylan. And no disrespect to Maguire, but in a game like this, I'm glad he's not playing. Andy Madley? Didn't he used to be bald? Because I've just seen a picture of him, the referee. And his face looks familiar, but it's on a bald head, and now he's got hair. Am I thinking about the right person? Hi Mark, love from Turkey. Watch all your streams, says Rare Stories. Thank you very much, mate. Hope you're doing well. Someone just said, is Weghorst playing at 10? A couple of fouls go in here. Fred and Gakpo and Harvey Elliott and Casemiro. Yeah, you can't be giving yellow cards out early here. Let's have a look. Casemiro hardly even touches Gakpo. And then Fred doesn't even foul Harvey Elliott. Neither of those are actually a foul. I'm confident, Mark. Let's go, says IC. But that's what you want to see. A bit of that. Come on. If I'm Casemiro and Fred, I'm like giving a high five. Let's not fuck about here. We're not here to get bullied. I don't think either of those were actually a foul, but the referee's given it. But it's a chance for a set piece and easy for Martinez. Anthony doing a little flick. Just settle in. Settle in. That's what we've got to do. First couple of minutes. Get hold of the ball. Somebody said, is Weghorst playing as a 10? Yes. Looks like Bruno's playing off the left against Trent. I don't mind Rashford going down the middle, actually, because you want pace on the last man. But Bruno up against Trent's a bit weird off the left-hand side. That's what we're seeing at the moment. So Bruno Fernandes is playing off the left-hand side. Rashford down the middle, which will prevent and hurt the Liverpool high line. We'll see. I mean, that could change, but at the moment it seems to be the way we're going. Fred and Casemiro in the midfield too. Weghorst at 10, Rashford down the middle, and obviously Anthony on the right and Bruno on the left. How can you put Casemiro first but not Rashford, says John. Don't know what you're talking about. And could this game be too big for the ref? He seems a little bit nervous, says iClass. Well, Liverpool here just having a little bit of a, as you would expect, a little bit of momentum. And that goes out for a goal kick. Good stuff. It's his brother that's bold, says David. Bobby Madley. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. I definitely recognised the face and I couldn't understand how he had a full head of hair. Come on, Weghorst. I see Weghorst there just getting pushed off the ball and it's an aerial ball. By Canate. He's not actually good in a 50-50 aerial battle, Weghorst, but... he still won the ball. Won it on the ground. Casemiro. We struggled to get hold of the ball here. There's a quite intense start by Liverpool. That's a foul on Weghorst by Canate. Stands up to Fabinho. Good. Put your foot in. Put your foot in. Shout out to my dad, Dean, who's listening to United Stand for the first time. He's a right plonker, says Downey Jr. I wonder if he'll watch us again. Huzzy wants to see a fight. Cross comes in. Alisson gets hold of it. He's gone for a quick, big kick. Got no chance. Well done, Fred. Second ball. Trent. Go on. Delo. Salah. He's away. Fred. It's all right. Goal kick. Good work by Fred. I tell you what, Fred's not smiling today. That's good to see. The smile sometimes is it can be a bit deceptive. He's not smiling today. He's looking up for it, Fred, today. Good physicality there, says Oshin. George thinks United are getting bullied. No, I think it's hard for United to get possession at the moment because Liverpool are obviously at home. They want to start well. There's an energy to that. As I said, first 20 minutes, just keep it tight, be competitive, let the game settle a bit. That they're really pressing a lot, Liverpool here. You can see it on Bruno. Liverpool win the throw-in. Reset, go again. These games are so tense, aren't they? They are so tense. You just like every little free kick and throw-in you want. Oh, got a couple of super chats to catch up on here. Maguire, oh no, I've done that one from Dylan, and we've done that one as well. Here's Varane going back to De Gea. Goes long. Kipper says we can win this, listening from Ireland. And corner to Liverpool here. Tackled by Delo. Somebody did say to me yesterday, watch out for Liverpool on set pieces. Traditionally, they have been good at set pieces. I don't know whether this season it's been so important, but we've got plenty of players who are good in the air. Luke Shaw, Varane, Casemiro, Weghorst to a certain extent. And Nunez was up there. Casemiro. Come on, Anthony. 3 players. Come on, you've got to go in a 50-50 there, Anthony. Don't fucking lose it. Why is he starting Fred, says John. I'm not concerned about the first 7 minutes. I expect Liverpool to have the ball. We can't keep the ball, says Daz. Hi, Mark. What do you think of Oracle Cloud win probability? I don't know what it is, Ryan. There we go. Nice interception by Martinez, but a sloppy ball by Casemiro. We've not got the passing going in the midfield at the moment. It has been quite sloppy, and you don't want to just keep gifting up possession to Liverpool because their confidence will grow. That's a good header. Delo does well. Henderson, well done by Anthony. Come on, keep the intensity up. That's it. Back into position. Back into position. Got to start grabbing hold of the ball a little bit better. I mean, Liverpool are back in their own half now. Why sell if we finally become successful again, says Reese. Okay. Yeah, remember we've got options on the bench as well. The fact that Rashford's playing down the middle and Weghorst is playing at number 10. No, nice little bit of play here between Harvey Elliott and Martinez gets in the way of Varane there, and Varane can't clear because of it, but good interception by Fred. Ball goes back to Liverpool. We need to get hold of this ball a little bit here. They're having a lot of it, which is fine, but I just don't want Liverpool getting confident. Liverpool are currently advertising lubricants. I hope that's not a sign of what's to come. No one wants to get lubed up in an Anfield Manchester United Liverpool game. Keep things nice and tight, thank you. The Fawn says Casemiro's been a little bit sloppy. Nice play by Weghorst there. That's perfect. Little roll up. Go on, have a shot. Oh, I'd have a shot. Have a shot. Have a shot. Have a shot, Anthony. Good shot. Good save by the keeper. If I was Delo, I'd have had a shot. But Anthony had a shot. I mean, keeper's always going to save it. But, that's the first shot in the game. And I think it's important psychologically to do that. He's never going to score from there. But it forces a save from Alisson. Goes out for a corner. And psychologically, get the first shot on goal. Just show them that you're a threat. And Liverpool have had more of the ball, but we've had the first shot. So it would just be in Liverpool's head now, if it wasn't already, that United can be a threat. Cross comes in. Jordan Henderson heads it away. Let's have a bit of possession now. Nice ball into Luke Shaw. He's going to cross that. Surely bad cross. Goes for a throw-in. Thanks for all the super chats, by the way. You can do that through the $ if you want. We'll give him a read out. I don't know what Rashford was doing there. Was he trying to shoot from the byline? Well, Casemiro looks like he might be carrying something here. I don't like it when the camera focuses on a player for no reason. And Casemiro is hurt, I think. He won't want to go off. It does look a little bit... I mean, Casemiro's running style is a bit odd anyway. And we can't afford to lose Casemiro in a game like this. Keep an eye on that one. Bit of a game of chess in the first 10 minutes, definitely. Oh, Martinez, you could have left that to De Gea. Communication. We're a little bit, I don't know, maybe the game's just getting a little bit in our heads at the moment. We're not quite settled, but that's testament to the game, I suppose. The intimidation. Luke Shaw does well. He's settled in quite nicely. Go on, nice little ball there. And again, that's it. Nice play. Weghorst as well. Keep going. Lovely play. Well done. Keep a bit of the ball. Nice play there. Let's have a bit of possession. Weghorst into Anthony. Oh, it's not got hold of the ball there. That'll go for a goal kick. A little bit loose from a few United players at the moment. I mean, Weghorst, to be fair, has done quite well at just linking the play up. As he says, the game's going quick. Oh, I don't think it does. I think the Anfield game always just seems to tick along very slowly for me. But 12 minutes, mistake by Robertson there. That'll be a throw into United. I'd just like to see us... Look, I think many of us said first 20 minutes, make sure you don't concede. We're not quite there yet. But what I would like to see now is United just start... You know, that first 10 minutes is gone. Liverpool started off quite intense. We're a little bit sloppy with possession. We've had the first shot on goal. I'd like to see us just get a little bit of a foothold on the possession now. Handball. That's our free kick. Leon says he's here for a Mark celebration. I hope so, mate. I hope so. Stephanie says that Casemiro is always grimacing. Don't worry about it. But Bikos says he's in pain. The noise is crazy here, says Lee. I don't think Casemiro looks that bad to me now. I've been watching him for the last couple of minutes. Here we go, though. Here's Gakpo. There's a bit of space for Gakpo. Trying some skills. Fred does well. Not a chance. Foul off the ball on Fred. Should be given a foul there, referee. Should have been a foul on Fred there, ref. Now Liverpool have got an attack. I'll be pissed off if anything happens because of it. Salah shoots over the bar. If you had to have one of the Liverpool starters starting for United, who would you choose? Says Timothy. I wouldn't take any of their midfielders at the moment, to be honest. I'd probably take... Sounds stupid. I'd probably take Mo Salah or Nunez. Because, you know, I think Salah is a very, very good player. And I do believe Nunez is a striker that, well, Ten Hag wanted Nunez. And I think there's a good player there. So I probably would take him, yeah. Konate as a centre-back's not bad. But I probably would take... I think I'd probably take Nunez, yeah. S67, thank you very much for your super chat there. Marco says I'd take Alisson. Look, there's no doubt in Alisson's a good goalkeeper. I think he's probably been Liverpool's player of the year. It's a bit scrappy here at the moment. Hello, Mark. Opinions on my previous chat? Says 1904. I didn't see it, mate. We're not bossing the midfield yet, says Daz. And Mark, wish my cousin Ben... Oh, yeah, Reese. I'm really going to fall for that. Abdul says, keep Salah quiet and you've got a chance. Well, most teams have been keeping Salah quiet all season, really, haven't they? Oh, get it out of the box. Cross comes into the back post. Trent's on his left foot. No worries there. Oh, no. Get it out. Bloody hell. That's a goal kick. You think United can win the league next season, says SW67. Oh, I don't know, mate. I don't know. We're watching Liverpool, Man United at Anfield at the moment. I can't be thinking about next season. I need to stretch, actually. God. A few people talking about Delo in the chat. I don't think he's had a terrible start. I mean, I don't think the right back's the problem we've got at the moment. I think we're just, for whatever reason, we're just struggling to get on the ball here. Liverpool are a good team. And they're going to up the game against United regardless of who they've lost to this season. It makes me laugh when people go, oh, Real Madrid smashed them and they lost to Wolves last month. They're definitely going to switch on for us. Any Benfica players you take at United says, well, I don't mind the goalkeeper. The striker, Ramos, 1904. Mark says Casemiro doesn't look quite right. There's Veghorst. Come on, have a look. Where are you going? I need some support. Liverpool are hunting in packs, aren't they? Every time a United player gets the ball, you see 3 or 4 red shirts around them. They're definitely focused for this. Beyond the Pitch, says Oscar, very good all-round sports podcast. If that's the one with Phil Brown, yeah, it's very good. I think it is. Charlie thinks fatigue might be kicking in with this United side. It's my birthday today. Would be a perfect birthday present with a win over Liverpool, says Daniel Wilson. Happy birthday, Daniel. Hope you're doing well. Well up Delo. Rashford. Veghorst. Anthony. Crossed. Not very good. Fabinho will clear. Welcome to Members Club 1904. Come on. Go on, Anthony. Up against Salah. Oh. He's a bit petulant, Anthony, isn't he? I knew as soon as he saw Salah he was going to foul him here. Louis says it's a quiet start for Rashford. Mark, well, he's in the graveyard shift, isn't he? I'd like to see him play off the left. That's a change we could make at half time if we want to. You know, I can see why we're playing him off the through the middle because obviously Liverpool's centre backs want to play a high line. You put a bit of pace on them, it just gives them a little bit of a thought. But it's not relevant if you're not getting if you can't get the ball up the pitch, and at the moment we're struggling to do that. Shell says Eric Ten Hag criticised Newcastle for slowing the game down. Ball in the box here. Watch out for Salah. Is Harvey Elliott. He's done quite well. Henderson, second ball. And there was an offside. Anyway, goal kick. Liverpool always make it difficult, don't they? This is the best organised defence I've seen from them all season. Hunting in packs, says Kay. Oh, then I've had a plan for this all week. I mean, this is always the frustrating thing. And I'm not saying Liverpool are a bad side, but anybody who thought that Liverpool were going to be a bad team today at Anfield is having a laugh. It's not a derby, but it is a derby. And if you think back, look, Liverpool will have had it with Everton. We've had it with Man City over the years. I'm talking before they reinvented themselves with money. But, you know, we used to play Man City in the late 90s and late 80s. They'd beat us sometimes, even though they were shit. Because they just raised their game for this game. And this was always going to happen with Liverpool, regardless of what form they're in. They're always going to raise their game at Anfield against Manchester United because they know their fans expect it, and they know, lovely ball by Casemiro, they know it's a lovely ball into Rashford here as well. They also know it's a good chance to, right the wrongs of this season. We just need to get through the first 30 minutes, says Simran. Well, this was a good break. Lovely ball by Casemiro. Veghorst knocks it into a decent area. Rashford's quicker than Van Dijk. And ends up winning a corner. This game has dodgy VAR moment written all over it, says Charlie. Tell you what, I think I broke my little finger playing in goal. I went to make a save from Seb right on the little finger, right on the top. It's really hurting. We are sitting too much deep, says Spartacus. We need to get at them. Well, here's a corner. Anthony, I don't know why we go for these short corners. They don't work. It's not worked. What a waste. What are we doing here? Why are we taking these short corners? Ends up with Liverpool having a throw in our own half. Just think, whip it in. You never know. You never know, do you? Carragher chatting gash as usual, says Andy Cheetham. I look at this Manchester United side and I'm a really bitter, jealous bastard, really. Sounded Irish there. I haven't done Carragher for a while. It is tense. That's what it's always like, Dan. You know, fine margins. Fine margins. Still confident they aren't really having too many definitive chances. We need to ramp it up a bit more now. I'd consider Bruno back to 10 and put pressure on them, says SK. Here's Trent, though. Going to go wide. Robertson. Don't let him on his right. Headed away by Martinez. Good. The thing is, they're going to have pressure, but I got to be honest. I got to be honest here, and I will be. I have so much confidence in our defence. I'm not saying they're impregnable, but if you've got a defence that's under pressure, I don't mind it being this defence. You know, here's Harvey Elliott. He's done well there. Luke Shaw will clear it. Still under pressure here. But no, I have got confidence in our defence. Here's Robertson. Does well. That's a good cross. And I tell you what, I think Martinez does enough to put Nunez off. He may even put it out for a corner. Let's have a look at this. It's a great chance. Robertson's cross is good. It's right there for Nunez. And I don't know whether he misses it or it's either a bad miss or Martinez puts him off. I think Martinez gets a foot on it. I think he gets a foot on it. Oh, my overlay is gone. Sorry. Martinez put him up, put him off. He did. Corner for Liverpool. Out by Casemiro that time. Anthony's just not going for the 50-50s enough for me. Tag says they're all over us. Jason says Martinez is the man. We do miss Bruno at 10, says Jack. Well, we've still had the best chance of the game. Nice ball into Anthony. He's not going to get through one-on-one here, but he's got it. Cross is not great. Fred. Casemiro, go wide. Oh, bad pass by Casemiro again. His passing range is just a little bit off at the moment. We need Rashford down the left to stop letting Trent getting up the pitch, says Jonathan. Yeah, I mean, Robertson's getting up a lot against Anthony. Good play by Luke Shaw there. Bruno's not... It's like the Barcelona game, isn't it? Bruno against their left back. They were having a field day. Lovely play. Weghorst. Oh, fucking rubbish. Good tackle, Delo. That ball to Rashford's on, you know. Back post for Weghorst. I'm telling you, it's on. Calm down, calm down. Calm down, calm down. Varane. Go on, Martinez, yes. Yes, come on. Yeah, I think it's a good observation that Trent's getting a lot of joy going forward because he's just not worried about Bruno. That's a lovely ball by Trent into Salah. And Martinez has done well. I think Salah wants a free kick here, but he did catch him a little bit. He did catch him a little bit, Martinez here. Nothing significant. I think he's just brushing him off. Salah's happy to play on. Nice ball back into Shaw. Bruno, nice switch to Anthony. Where's he going? Into Delo. Not a great pass, but Delo has it. Now it's Fred. Let's have a look. Fred's playing well. Nice ball into Delo. First time cross is good. Bruno! Oh! chance of the game. Chance of the game. Trent gone shopping again. Dalot with the cross. Bruno's got the space. Got to score. No, well, actually, it's a difficult header, actually. It's a difficult header. He's not fired. To be honest, Alisson saves that if it's on target. It's he's done about as good as he can there, Bruno, to be fair, when you watch it back. If it was on target, Alisson saves it. But good chance again. Good cross by Dalot. Good header by Bruno. Just couldn't get it quite on target. The weakness of you talk about Wan-Bissaka's weakness on the back post, but Trent Alexander-Arnold on the back post is like a bag of cement. Gone shopping. Closed for business. Luke Shaw. That's a good ball to Rashford. Oh, I tell you again, that's three big chances. We've had the three biggest chances. Lovely ball by. Look at this ball by Luke Shaw. What a ball. It's a very hard skill for Rashford to take that first time, by the way. If he takes that first time and puts it in, it's a great finish. But we've had the three best chances in this game. And that's what I mean. Look at the minutes. 27 minutes gone. We've settled. Starting to get some possession now. I agree. I disagree with you, Irish King. I don't think that was an easy chance for Rashford to score, if I'm being honest. Well done, Varane. Now Weghorst. Come on, give him a pass. He'll keep going, Weghorst, but yeah, he's a trier. We're going into the game, says Simran. Yeah, but it'd be just bloody typical to Liverpool to go and score. Casemiro just does enough. I still don't think Casemiro looks 100%, does he? Maybe it's a psychological thing, but... Oh, no! Caught in possession. Get rid of it, Dalot. There's a lovely pass. Benson says Ricky's going to talk about that Luke Shaw pass for years to come. It was a fantastic pass by Luke Shaw. I don't think it's an easy finish for Rashford. You know, it's coming at him quick. It's in his path. He tried to place it. Get the power in the placement. Sometimes with that, you might be just better at smacking it on the volley with your shoelaces, but then it could end up in Manchester, you know. David agrees with me. He says Casemiro looks a bit off today. Matt Tweed says he's having a weird game. Savage says our back line is so good. This is what results of performances are built upon. Here's Rashford, bad pass. I think the back four's been fantastic. I think Fred's played really well. Casemiro looks off. Bruno on the left-hand side, not convinced about. Weghorst is working hard. Rashford's in and out of the game, and Anthony could just do with switching on a little bit. Would you take Casemiro off? No. I think a half-fit Casemiro is still better than a full-fit McTominay. And I think it would give Liverpool a massive boost if Casemiro went off. There's a psychological blow, isn't there? Salah, come on. He's given a foul for that. God. This referee's a bit shit. Rashford's chance reminds me of Van Persie's volley, says Rashid. Oh, yeah. He's gone back for the pull by Luke Shaw, hasn't he? That's what he's gone back for. It's a tense one. Oh, it's a tense one. Don't forget, we're sponsored by Sneak. In fact, I'm going to have some of my cherry bomb. Please use the code SNEAKBRIDGE, delivered to your door. Get your starter pack where you can get 9 different flavours to try in one of these. Links in the description. Liverpool with the cross, headed away again by Manchester United. Here's Fred. Go on. Oh, a bit of a heavy touch, but we'll pick it up again with Bruno. Now, Anthony's got a bit of space. Can he put the cross in? Oh, he's took too long. Took too long. It's got to go in first time. Rashford's fuming. He's got to whip that in first time. Anthony knows. He knows, but it was what a ball by Bruno. Now, if he hits this first time now, there's nothing. It's unlucky. Rashi needed to be Van Persie there, says Tumbleweed. Yeah, please do subscribe to the channel. Bottom right-hand corner, we're on the road to 608,000. You're all welcome on the United Stand. Remember, after the match, we'll have my match reaction with player ratings. Then we'll be in the studio with the fan forum. We're live every night at 8 o'clock, every morning at 10. We've got the Ben Foster Show with me tomorrow as well. Loads going on the United stand, but it's all about this game. Half an hour gone, 0-0. Liverpool started off quite intense, but created nothing. Man United are growing into the game now and have had the 3 best chances of the game. Admittedly, the Bruno header was never going to go in, even if it was on target. The Anthony save was straightforward and the Rashford chance was difficult, but they're still the 3 best chances of the game. Liverpool's best chance was probably that cross into Nunez, which Martinez got to first anyway. Here's Luke Shaw. But I think United have settled. I think the fear factor, the crowd, I think United have settled into this game now. Lovely play there by Casemiro. Anthony, Luke Shaw. Oh, that's a foul. That's a foul. Gakpo. Someone's talking about Wan-Bissaka. I would not take Casemiro off. There's a lot of people in the chat saying, would you take Casemiro off? I would not take Casemiro off in a game like this. Even they keep going to him on the camera. He's obviously carrying something, but I would not take him off, because if you take him off, he's probably going to miss the Betis game anyway, and maybe the Southampton game. And I'm like, you take Casemiro off at Anfield, that crowd ain't stupid. It's like Liverpool taking Salah off at Old Trafford. Straight away, it's a boost. I would not take him off. I'd keep him on, because you just don't want to give him an advantage. Cross comes in by Luke Shaw. It's a good one. Oh, header straight at the keeper by Delot. Well, I think Delot's having a good game. I think Delot's had a good game so far. Yeah, if Casemiro can play, I'd play him. A half-fit Casemiro, as I said a couple of minutes ago, is better than a fully fit McTominay. So keep him on. So look at that. United have had 3 shots to 4. 3 shots on target. Liverpool have had none. Thoughts on Anthony so far, says Louis. I'd like to see a little bit more. The thing about Anthony is I think he's always bordering on a good performance, but it's just about getting the finer detail right. The final ball, the right pass, the right first touch. Delot needs to utilise the overlap. Anthony's looking for it constantly and he's not there, says Connor. Ooh, Robertson's in down the right here. They've got Nunez as well. This could be problems for United. Nunez has got a lot of space. Cross, well done, Casemiro. Edge of the box, Fabinho. You see again, even when we lose a player out of position there, the positions that Varane and Casemiro and Martinez take is fantastic. Here's Anthony. He's got to find the pass now. He's done well there. And, hey, up. If that was a foul, Gakpo should have been going in the box. On the book. Casemiro is a key player for us. Don't lose faith in the lads, says SR. .34 minutes, 0-0. Anthony should be passing much quicker, says Michael. Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's something I would add to that list I was just on about there. I think sometimes the first time pass is on. That's a poor throw-in. Here's Salah. Casemiro. Luke Shaw foul. Salah. Fabik says that McTominay has started warming up. That'll change the game. I think Delot and Anthony off at half time for Wan-Bissaka and Garnacho. So I don't see this. It's almost like the new. It's almost like it's the new agenda. I just don't see what people have a problem with Delot. I think he's played well. He put the cross in for Bruno. I don't think he's getting a lot of support. I mean, Andy Robertson is a left back. Why is he getting at Delot? And why is Delot getting double teamed all the time? He's in a 2v1 all the time. I don't know. I don't get it, Bingo. I don't know. I don't know what Delo's done wrong. I think he's had a good game, and I think he's getting double teamed a lot as well. I wouldn't change that, to be honest. But then again, you know, Ten Hag knows what he's on about. He will make changes at half time if he thinks he needs to. I don't like Bruno on the right hand side. Do not like that at all. I mean, tell me the benefit of Bruno off that left. Sorry, on the left hand side. I don't see what that's doing for us at the moment. I mean, Weghorst has done reasonably well as a 10, but you're telling me he's doing a better job than what Bruno would do. I think that I think I'd like to see Rashford in the game more. Luke Shaw, good run down the left. He's going to whip this, surely. No. Wins. Oh, no, it's a throw into them. Jeff says I'd put Garnacho for Anthony and put Bruno on the right. "36 minutes. Moslin says United are better in the second half anyway. Yeah, I mean, I've got to be honest. It's the first time I've really, well, no, it's not the first time I've watched Liverpool in recent weeks, but it's the first time we've seen them play United since they played at Old Trafford back in, was it August? There's not a lot to write home about with Liverpool, is there? I'm not saying that they're not capable of getting a result, but they're not. What a ball! Oh, for a minute there, I thought Delo's cross was that good. He was going to get Rashford on it, and I think Delo is sort of saying, "What's wrong with it? It looked good enough." I think that's what Delo's saying. It, you know, that cross was good enough. Well done, Delo. Robertson and Trent are getting forward a lot in this game. I thought that cross from Delo was gettable. My instant reaction was that was gettable, and then Rashford doesn't get there, and you think, oh, maybe it wasn't. But Delo clearly said it was. But we need to score the first goal in this game. That's a bad ball by Harvey Elliott. Anthony, come on. That's it. Get it out your feet quicker. Here's Casemiro. Anthony, what's he doing? Bruno, oh, just wouldn't drop. Fucking hell, that was a great chance that. Casemiro threads it through. Anthony's there, he gets there first, but just not committing with that first touch there. He seemed to be a little bit walk in the park. Oh, I'll just go around the keeper. Not quick enough. And a great interception by Martinez there, because Gakpo was about to do the same and play Salah through. Now Anthony, come on. Robertson comes through the back of him. That's a foul. Bruno should not be on the wing. He's moving back to the middle, leaving nothing in the left-hand side, says Fabian. Thanks, Fabian, for your super chat. Thanks, everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Here it goes. Anthony would have been offside anyway. He would have been offside, but... and yeah, to be fair, Trent's covering. In real time, it felt like he should have had the shot, but he was offside anyway. So United have a free kick here. Chance to put a cross into the box. The Bruno out wide experiment is not working today, says Lee. And that's a bad cross. Second half, Weghorst for Garnacho. Play Bruno Cam. Unfortunately, Matomley is consistently average, says Bruno S. Rashford up against Nunez here. There's only one person going to win that, and Rashford puts it out for a throw-in. Here's Rashford. Good play. That's a foul. Scousers are on their feet. I'll have a stretch too. Yellow card. Yellow card. Well, to be honest, I wonder what Varane's come a long way here, and I don't know why. I don't know what Varane's getting involved in there. I mean, he's come a long way. Oh, Fabinho. on the free kick. Caught him in the face. Yellow card for Fabinho for the foul on Rashford. I think Varane was saying that he'd been elbowed in the face. It didn't look like it. I've only seen it once. It didn't look like the sort of thing that they would review. They tend to go for grabbing collars. 41 minutes. United with the chance to whip a cross in. Bruno's on it. They're all offside there. Goal, but they're offside. They know they're all offside. Yeah. Casemiro. Yeah, they're miles off. I feel for the people who all went, yes! No. Why isn't VAR reviewing that elbow, says Spartacus? And what do you think will change at half-time, says Triggered? I don't know. You never know. You never know with Ten Hag whether he actually will change anything at half-time. Though I guarantee some of you did celebrate that, didn't you? I could see they were offside. I think some people could as well. They all went a bit too early, but wasn't to be. Al30 says, I was one of those people. Nothing worse than celebrating a goal and then it being ruled out, especially in a game like this. But hopefully we will get one. Casemiro is growing into the game. I agree with you, AC. Tim's still celebrating. There's probably someone running in the garden. The dad don't want to tell him. Oh, what a ball that is. And it's Liverpool. And it's Gakpo. Oh, what a goal. What a goal. What a ball. I can't believe it. Fucking bastards. It hurts, doesn't it? It really does hurt. And it's just... There's always someone to blame, but as soon as the ball gets played, he's right in behind the low, and then the finish is right into the bottom corner. And of all the bastards to do it, it's Gakpo, the player that Ten Hag wanted, that the club couldn't find the money for, scores against us, and Anthony's out of position, so Delo has to go. This is. Do you know what this is? It's Robertson to Gakpo because Fred's having to cover for Delo because Delo's having to cover for Anthony. I've said this all fucking half. Delo is having to deal with Robertson and Gakpo, and people get pulled out of position. Fred's not a right back. He's got no idea of where Gakpo is. And then Gakpo cuts in and just smacks it into the bottom corner. It's a really good finish and it's a really good move by Liverpool. But it's coming from the fact that Delo is getting double teamed. So he's got to deal with Robertson. Well, who should be dealing with Robertson? Anthony. So fucking annoying. And as for Gakpo scoring of all people, I mean, this is the player that fucking Ten Hag wanted. Bruno's in. What are you doing? Why are you not fucking shooting? Bloody hell, what are we doing in the fucking box? Offside anyway. Well, it's going to be hard for Man United to come back into this now. Ultimately, Liverpool's not had many chances in this game, but where they are having a lot of joy is Trent and Robertson going forward. Anthony and Bruno, to a lesser extent, are not dealing with it, and Anthony is not dealing with Robertson's shithousery as well. He's letting it bother him. He needs to fucking start, if he's that bothered about Robertson, start fucking following him around and don't leave him so that Delo gets bloody doubled up all the time. That goal's got nothing to do with Delo, by the way. It's basically Anthony's fault for not tracking back. Delo has to go to Robertson. Fred covers for him, but Mark, can you explain to us non-experts, is Man United adapting their game every 3.5 days per position, or do we have a game plan for us that's working, says EC. And back to top 4 FC, says GJ. I can't believe the amount of people who just don't really understand football. They're blaming that on Delo. Do you not watch football? I mean, I'm all for opinion, but I can't believe that you're blaming Delo for that. Half time. This is the Glazers' fault. Don't blame the players. Not good enough squad depth. They're tired. Glazers should have got Gakpo. I blame them, says Tony James. Right, it's half time. I mean, what you can't take away from that goal from Liverpool, that it was very clean, and they've hardly done that all season. Certainly Gakpo hasn't done that all season. He's probably saved it for this game, but that's probably the best 45 minutes I've seen from Gakpo in a Liverpool shirt, typically. But yeah, he took it really well. There's nothing De Gea's going to do. There's not a lot Varane or Martinez can do when he cuts inside at pace. But it comes from the fact that this has been happening all half, where Trent's getting forward, Robertson's getting forward, and Delo and Luke Shaw are getting double teamed. It's happening to Delo more and more. I don't know what Anthony thinks his job is, but he needs telling at half time. His job is to track Robertson back. You can't just let him go, and it's happened loads. Delo is marking Robertson more than he's marking Gakpo or Nunez. He's just being let go, and I don't know what Anthony thinks he's meant to be. Maybe it's tactical. Maybe he's been told not to track back, but he's not tracking back. And that goal comes from the fact that he's not tracking back. I'm a big fan of Anthony, and I think there's a lot of potential there, but I think that's probably his worst 45 minutes in a Man United shirt, and it needs calling out. I think some of the press and media attention is vile against Anthony and unfair, but actually today, if they were to say he's had a crap half, I'd agree with it. He's not tracking back. His touch is crap. His final ball is crap. And, you can't carry a player like... You can do that at Old Trafford. You can do that at Old Trafford against Bournemouth, but you can't do it at Anfield. And ultimately, it's cost us a goal because Robertson, Delo's got to go to him. Fred pulls in. Ball goes into the gap. Fred's never going to catch Gakpo 1-0. It's so simple from Liverpool, and it's well executed. But it comes from the fact that Delo should be sticking with Gakpo because Anthony should be on Robertson. And Robertson's took the piss out of Anthony that half. He's probably been Liverpool's best outlet, and he's getting forward time and time again because we're not tracking back. And on the other side, Trent's getting forward because Bruno hasn't got the pace to go with Trent. So we've sort of... It's almost like it's like a flashback to what Liverpool have been good at for the last 3 or 4 years. Robertson and Trent getting forward. I don't know whether no one got the memo at United, but we've seemed to have willingly let Trent and Robertson flash back to last year and the year before. It's not working. Bruno on the left's not working. Anthony on the right's not working. Rashford's not working up front. Weghorst's worked hard, but it's not working. So for me, I think at half-time, you've got to do something creative. You want to get Rashford on the left. You want to get Bruno at 10. Maybe you put Weghorst up front. I don't know. But look, we know that Ten Hag's got the capability of getting us back into this game. And we also know that other than the goal, which was well taken, we have had chances in this game. And I did say it, though. Whoever scores the first goal is going to have a massive advantage. And it's going to be difficult for Manchester United now. But we've got to be brave, and we've got to get back into it. Let's have a look at the stats from the first half. 60% possession for Liverpool, 40% for us. 4 shots to their 8, but they've only had 1 on target. We've had 3 on target. 2 corners each. Pass completion rate is shocking from us. 70% away from home. Ten Hag will be fuming about that. Liverpool's is not much better, but we've got to pass the ball better. When you're away from home at Anfield, you can't not pass the ball like that. So we've got to do better there. Ultimately, 0-0 at half-time probably would have been about right, but Liverpool took their chance. They created it and they took it well, and we've got to adapt. That's not Delo's fault. Fred is always out of position. Play Sabitzer, says Spartacus. Bruno out wide and Voot experiment not working. Needs Garnacho, Rashi, Sancho with Bruno at 10, says Kevin. Trust Ten Hag, you will have seen it not working, he'll change it. We need to be putting our chances in the net, says Danny Smith. 1 lucky chance and they take it. Eric Ten Hag needs to change things around a bit. Other than that, otherwise we're in trouble, says Luke. Welcome to Members Club, Safia. Ramish, thank you very much. And Josh has gifted a membership as well. Legend Josh, thank you very much for that. What changes would you make at half time, people? Let me know. I would not take Casemiro off. I don't get that. There's two things I don't get. I don't get the Delot criticism. I actually think this tiring, boring nonsense that seems to infect a minority in our fan base is back again, rearing its stupid head. What has Delot done in that half? I've watched so many games in my life. He is not the problem in that team. In fact, I think he's been one of our better players. He's had the energy. He's got forward. He put two brilliant crosses in that Rashford didn't react to and Bruno tried to score. He's been double teamed, but this is showing it now. He's got to come to Robertson. So Fred goes to cover Gakpo, gets in a really bad position, Fred, slips, and then Gakpo's in. And where's Anthony jogging back? That's your problem. Where's Anthony in this picture? Not doing enough. It's a lovely ball by Robertson, who is just... He's bullied Anthony in this game. Anthony spoke before the game, I've played in loads of big games, I'm looking forward to it. Well, clearly you haven't played in enough big games, mate, because you've been completely bullied by Robertson. So look, I don't think Delot's a problem. He might take Delot off to put some more defensive cover on because he's being double teamed, but I don't think Delot's the problem. Casemiro certainly seems to be carrying an injury, but I would not take him off. If he's happy to stay on the pitch, keep him on. You take Casemiro off and I think we'll get beat. I agree with Butterpants. I think that's one of Delot's best halves of the season. I don't know what it is. We've seen it with De Gea. We've seen it with Bruno. We've seen it with Martial. There seems to be certain people in our fan base who just have an issue with foreign players because I don't get the Delot issue at all. And the funny thing is, it's the same people who were saying sell Wan-Bissaka before Christmas. So they need to screw their head on. They're like a townhouse clock. You know, they've got more faces than a townhouse clock. I think that was one of Delot's best halves. Yes, I agree. Welcome to Members Club, Stephen. We're going to win, Mark. Liverpool will flop in the second half, says Serge. And only way we're winning this is Rashford striker, left wing, Garnacho, Bruno 10, Sancho for Anthony. We need one Spider-Man, says Sean. What is Wan-Bissaka going to do when you're losing the game 1-0? I mean, I want to see what you're talking about, but your obsession with Delot is not going to make us win this game. We're losing 1-0 already. Maybe if Wan-Bissaka starts, we don't concede. I don't see how he stops that, to be honest with you. But the obsession with Wan-Bissaka is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Maybe Ten Hag will bring him on at half-time, but that's not what the problem is. The problem is the fullbacks for Liverpool are getting forward too much because Bruno's not quick enough and Anthony won't track back. So they're getting forward, they're double-teaming our fullbacks, and that's caused the problem and that's caused the goal. Going forward, Bruno's too slow off the left. Anthony's giving the ball away. Rashford's not getting enough service. Weghorst is a trier, but he's got no, composure. You've got two underperforming wingers and a number 10 who doesn't know what he's doing. We're not going to dominate high up the pitch. We need to get hold of the ball better. Look, it's going to take something brave. Erik Ten Hag is the man to do it. I'd be very intrigued to see what he's going to do. But I think he's got to change it. Paul, welcome to Members Club. Any chance Anthony's been told to stay forward for the counter? If we've seen it all match, surely Ten Hag knows about it. No, Paul, I can't not say that that's the case. Anthony's on the manager's touch side. You're probably right. Like, if Anthony's not tracking back, Ten Hag can tell him. So maybe he's told him not to. Anthony needs to work on his right foot this summer. He's been becoming very predictable moving to his left, says John. Mark, you're talking nonsense. Delot's been out of position and misplaced passes. I'm sorry, says Tuan. You don't need to apologise for being wrong, mate. I don't care what Bruno does on the wing. Not a lot of people have mentioned it, but he's been quiet this half and we need more creativity from the midfield, says Robble. Bruno on the left is not working. Get Weghorst either off or in the front and get Bruno in the middle to dictate the play, says Rupish. Well, look. One thing I would say is that since Weghorst's come to the club, I think Bruno has been sacrificed way too much from his best position. He's been on the right, he's been on the left, because he'll play anywhere and he'll put a shift in and he'll do a job. But I'm a little bit confused as to why our best number 10 isn't playing at number 10 a lot. But I suppose it's because Ten Hag doesn't have many options up front and he's trying to find a way to get Weghorst in the team, but then if you play Weghorst up front, every team knows to play high because he's got no pace. So I think he's having to put a few square pegs in a round hole just to try and get a bit of balance up front. I'm not worried at all. We have Ten Hag, says Kyle. This is not a one-player problem. We struggle with possession and our passing has been awful, says Kizza. If only Delo would play right wing, I would slot him there, put Wan-Bissaka in right back, take Anthony off, Rashi on the left wing and Bruno down the middle, says Fabian. And Delo is doing well. We got Joy on both wings. Keep saying need Bruno 10 and move Rashi to wing. It's a shame Liverpool were tiring in midfield, says SK. Look, that goal for Liverpool was very good. I know there's always somebody to blame, and there is. And for me, that's Anthony on that one. Fred slips. He's a bit unlucky. But it's a perfectly timed goal for Liverpool because actually at that point, we were starting to come into the game a little bit. But in a game like this at Anfield, if you don't take your chances, then in some ways it's very similar to the Man City Newcastle game yesterday. Man City won that game 2-0 and deserved to win it. But Newcastle did have chances that they didn't take, and yeah, we had chances in that half. I don't think any of them are easy. The Rashford one's probably the best one, but it's a brilliant ball by Luke Shaw. It's difficult to take, but you've got to take those chances in a game like this because if you don't, Liverpool are going to get a chance, and he's took it very, very well. Robin, Casemiro struggled initially, scared he's not 100%. He's not 100%. There's no way he's 100%, unfortunately. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. Sean says, I like Delo, just think we need to shore it up at right back. No, we don't, Sean. Why do we need to shore it up at right back? We're losing. Why do you need to make a defensive change at right back when we're losing? Like, what we're going for damage limitation. We're Manchester United. Shaw's played very, very well. I agree, MX. And who do you think had the worst season downfall out of United last season and Liverpool this season? Don't care, lost films, to be honest. I think we were worse than Liverpool last year. Liverpool are going to get top 4 this year. We didn't get 60 points. Varane went in on Gakpo too quick. Could have done better, says Salim. And I think we defended good, but we were weak in the front and shaky in the middle. We need to change the front layout, says Amar. Thank you very much. Don't forget, very, very quickly, just a big shout out to our sponsor on the stream. It is Sneak, sugar-free, low-calorie energy drinks. Please use the code SNEAKBRIDGE. You can get one of these and 9 different sachets sent to your door as part of the starter pack. Next day delivery in the UK. They do ship worldwide as well. Also got fizzy drinks as well. I'm on the Cherry Bomb today, but they've got Purple Storm, Blue Raspberry, Tropic Killer, Strawberry Millions, loads of nice flavours, sugar-free, low-calorie. Check them out. Links in the description, or you can scan the QR code. In the next, big shout out to Sneak for that. In the next minute or so, we're going to find out if Erik Ten Hag has made any changes. The longer we're losing, the more likely Anthony and Martinez are to get sent off. I'd hook both at half time. Wish we still had Bay. You'd hook Martinez? I don't know about that. Shameful from you jumping on the Anthony hate train. Delo has been poor for weeks and carried that team form into the game. Red, I think you're talking out your complete and utter arsehole, and I won't take it. So you can try and do a super chat to make yourself feel better. I've quantified what I said about Anthony. I think some of the abuse he gets from the media is a disgrace, but I'm not going to hide from the fact that was a shit first half from Anthony. I've never hided from saying Bruno's been shit. I've never hided from saying Martial was shit. I have my favourite players, but if they put in a bad performance in a United shirt, I'll say it. It's called being even-handed. I don't do bias, because if you do bias, that's when you end up with people who target Anthony because they don't like him doing spins. He's had a crap first half, and if he gets subbed off, he deserves it. But in relation to Delo, you're talking out your arse. He's been one of our best players, and if you think he's at fault for that goal, you don't know football. So you're the one with the agenda because you're watching a player that's played well and slagging him off. So thanks for the super chat, because you've given me an opportunity to basically explain what you are. Mark, I'm a coach. Delo's been out of position several times, says Rob. You're not a coach, Rob. You're a prat. You're an absolute prat. Because if you're a coach, you would know he's out of position because he's having to go and deal with the left back who's not being tracked on. That's why he's out of position. You're not a coach. You've got no idea about coaching. Delo's out of position because he's got to deal with Robertson because Anthony's not doing it. That's why he's out of position. A player out of position isn't necessarily at fault. Watch the game, learn the game. If you're a coach, you're not a very good one. You must be a coach driver. The longer we're losing, the more... I've done that one as well. I'm loving these comments. Keep them coming. Zafir, welcome to the members club. Appreciate it. Delo has been one of our best players. Won multiple aerial duels, created chances, intercepted quite a lot. Don't know what game people are watching, says Jesus. It's the people in the chats who pretend that because they've got favourites, they're a supporter of the club, but actually their agenda for players they don't like comes raising to the surface and they cannot help themselves. I saw Edison kick the ball out of play yesterday with a shit kick. If De Gea had done that, the De Gea haters would be clipping it up. When Edison does it, it's fine because they know he's a top-class goalkeeper. It's the same shit that we have with a minority in our fan base. They have their favourites, they have the players they don't like, and they can't get rid of it. But they'll have to get rid of it because we've got a manager that knows how to manage, and he will pick the team. Not you, not me. And he doesn't do that. So get it, keep your agendas. That's what I would say. Created plenty of chances in that first half. Let's go get these 3 points as Eric. I'm just trying to see. Triggered Salt's got Gakpo in his Fantasy Premier League. I feel like such a traitor. Yeah, you could almost predict it, couldn't you, that he was going to score. But you know what? I suppose Liverpool fans might be saying, you know what? Gakpo scored and you wanted him. It's not like we rejected him. It's not like we sold him. We did want him. Him scoring against us, it's not poetic. It's just inevitable, isn't it? We wanted Gakpo. Ten Hag wanted Gakpo. And he scores against us. Whose fault's that? John Murta, Richard Arnold for spending too much on Anthony, the Glazers for not finding any money. I mean, Gakpo scoring in a way is just justification of how right Ten Hag was. But look, he's not made any changes at half time, which some might be quite surprised about. I suppose in some ways you could make a change. In some ways you could just say, I'm not going to make a change. Get out there and give him a kick up the arse time, I suppose. Score prediction, Mark, says Kai. To be fair, he didn't say he was a good coach, says Butterpants. Mark, we need to bring Bruno into the game. We really lack creativity in the middle of the pitch, says Robert. Score prediction, I think this will go one of two ways. I think we'll win it 2-1 or they'll win it 2-0. And it depends how we react. Let's go United. Simple mathematics. Delo can't mark 2 players, says Dan. But what have we always said? What have the sensible United fans always said? We will get beat again. And United fans need to get ready for that. We will lose again. Sir Alex Ferguson used to lose games. Pep loses games. Arteta loses games. We are going to lose again. And we are also playing at Anfield against our biggest rival. We will lose games of football again. And how we react to that is going to be very important. Sloppy defending from United here. Start of the second half again. Fucking hell! They've done it again! That is absolutely shit! The catalogue of errors there is ridiculous. It's second half again. Fucking idiots. Absolute shit. So many times we could have got rid of that ball. We've done it again. How many times do we go and do this? I'm literally talking. Don't clip that. Don't clip that. I'm literally saying we're going to lose again. And we're going to lose again today. And when we do lose again, we're going to have to look at it and look at what the mistakes were. Because there will be games that we lose. And there will be things that need to be analysed. Luke Shaw plays a bad pass. Weghorst and Fred don't make the interception. Casemiro gets stuck under the ball 3 times. Varane doesn't clear it. Luke Shaw loses Mo Salah. Cross comes in. Luke Shaw doesn't clear it again. Cross comes in and Nunez is there to head it home. I mean, if you want to blame somebody here, Casemiro, Luke Shaw, Fred, Weghorst, Varane, it's basically the whole fucking team. They're just all in the dressing room. You can't individualise that mistake. They're all still in the dressing room. They just haven't come out. And that's happening. That's been coming for a long time. That's been coming for weeks. You know as well as I do, that's been coming. That happened at Leeds. Definitely happened at Ellen Road. We've had this issue at starting the second half, and we've got away with it a few times in the last few weeks. Fucking hell. The times we had to clear that ball there. Shaw twice, Fred, Weghorst, Varane, Casemiro twice. About 6 times we could have cleared that ball. Fucking hell. Beryl says, bloody Nunez, the other player Ten Hag wanted. Wow, you know, I've always said Nunez won't be a flop, and I've always said I think Gakpo's a good player. I don't play those games. Somebody sent me a clip of somebody yesterday talking about how Klopp's finished and rattled, and I was like, don't say that before the game's been... I mean, Liverpool are not finished. They need 1 or 2 players and they'll be back where they were. You know, do your talking after the bloody game. Don't fucking do it before, because you make yourself look like a right uneducated twat. That's disappointed me, that has. You know, you can't gift goals at Anfield like that. Not when you're 1-0 down. Bloody mountain to climb now. And to be fair to United, they're all putting in a shift now, but you can't switch off. What did Ten Hag talk about? You can't switch off. 3-0. This is a fucking joke. An absolute joke. Gakpo with 2. 2. 3-0 to fucking Liverpool. I just don't believe it. I cannot believe it. Like a bunch of bloody traffic cones. Someone call the police. We've got some traffic cones that you've left out at Anfield. Static. Useless. Knobheads. What are they doing? You don't do this in this game. I mean, Martinez gets sent back to Ajax by Salah. Puts him on his arse. That left-hand side. They've just 2 goals down the left-hand side. The fuck? I mean, this is a problem now, because you can lose at Anfield, but you're getting stuffed. This is not meant to happen anymore. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, it makes you want to throw up. Can I get a bucket? Fucking hell. Look, at the end of the day, I refuse to individualise mistakes, because this team has done fantastic this season. But you can still call it out on the game. And it's been shit from United. I don't know what the plan was at half-time, but these players have not responded to it at all. Jared, how you doing? If anyone wavered on the Glazers, this is why they must go. Rodents who didn't give manager what he needed. Team swooped. Imagine where we'd be, says Jared. Sickening. Absolutely sickening. I don't like losing to Liverpool. I really don't like losing to Liverpool. No United fan does, but you don't want to get smacked up by Liverpool. 3-0 down after 52 minutes. And it's not an overreaction. If you genuinely are about Man United, you don't want to get stuffed by Liverpool. And we are getting stuffed here. That whole fucking Bruno on the wing thing is frustrating the shit out of me as well. You've got Jadon Sancho and Garnacho and Alanga, who are actually fucking wingers. And we've got Bruno Fernandes, our best number 10, playing on us as a fucking left winger against Trent. It's not worked for 53 minutes. The run that Erik Ten Hag will send them on tomorrow may be exactly the wake-up call they need for the rest of the season. This is a disgrace, says Caleb. That all started with Bruno making a silly pass, take care of the football. Exactly, that's what I'm talking about, Nate. It's just not working. Bruno's moaning about a penalty. I didn't see it. He's going mad at the linesman. I need to see that one back. But we're all over the place here. I mean, the thing is, he might need to bring Wan-Bissaka on and go to a back five or do something like that, because Anthony's been abysmal, and we're just not getting hold of the ball. They're absolutely at us here. Now, let's have a look at this. Alisson. No, he gets the ball with his foot, doesn't he? Alisson gets the ball with his foot. Bruno. Oh, I don't know. That could have been a bloody penalty. He does catch him. I mean, they're never going to overturn it, but... You can't be moaning about penalty decisions when you've played this shit. Look at Rashford again. Fucking twice Rashford's been in. Twice. Luke Shaw and Bruno have put him in. It's infectious. The whole team's been dreadful today. I mean, I actually genuinely think Delo's probably our man of the match, because everybody else has been terrible. All the big players. Varane, Martinez, Shaw, Rashford, Bruno, Casemiro. It's bringing on Garnacho and McTominay. Oh, God. That's it. It's over. If Rashford don't score, what does he even offer, says you're untasty. And I know it's bad, but I've turned it off, says Steve. He's handing in the towel here. Fucking hell. Could have been 4-0. Massive chance for Robertson. They've gone. This is worrying. This is worrying that heads drop. We thought the heads had gone. Heads dropping is still a problem. You know, we thought we'd got rid of these Brentfords and Brightons and Leicesters and all these away smashings that we've had over the last, 18 months. We thought those days were gone. I actually don't think they've been loads better than us. We've created the better chances. It's not a disgrace to think we're deservedly losing, says Twiz. You know what the disgrace is? 1-0 at half time you can deal with. It's the second half. It's how they came out from the second half, conceding those 2 goals. Liverpool have come at us more, and we've just not switched on in the second half at all. Not one of our players can get hold of the ball. Constant scrambling, losing 50-50s and 1v1s. It really just seems like they want it more today, says Odie. This is on Ten Hag. Make sure he gets credit for this loss. He isn't innocent. Got on the team all wrong. He has to take the blame, in my opinion, says Stuart. It's funny. Was it 0-0? Was it 1-0 or 2-0? I'm not going back to watch it. But I was talking. I think it was just before the second goal. I said, at some point, Man United are going to lose. It's inevitable. Klopp loses. Pep loses. Sir Alex used to lose. At some point, you're going to lose. And what I was going to say is, and then they scored, is that Ten Hag will be at fault. Because Sir Alex has been at fault. Pep's been at fault. We can't live in this world where is it 4? Oh, God, that should have been 4. I thought it was. Kanate on the header. Whereas this Liverpool's been all season, says Andrew. I ain't got a problem with Liverpool. Anybody who's having a sulk because Liverpool are playing well, they're playing Man United at Anfield. They were always going to play well. We should have known about that. We will lose games. We're going to lose this game, and Ten Hag will get scrutinised. The run we've been on is fantastic. He has made mistakes today, but look, what my point was going to be at 1-0 is at some point we're going to lose, and at some point we're going to have to adapt to that and learn from it. We've played a ridiculous amount of games every 3.5 days since December the 27th. We have played a lot of games, but even I wouldn't find that an excuse tonight because it's Anfield. It's our biggest rival. There are loads of games in a season, but you remember this. Whatever we do this season, Carabao Cup, 3rd place, FA Cup, we'll remember getting stuffed at Anfield. There are certain games that you have to be up for, and these players haven't been up for it. And Ten Hag has to take responsibility for why and certain team selections. Of course he does. You don't grow if you don't. He's an obsessive. He will look at it himself. At the end of the day, like it or not, Jurgen Klopp has done him today. He has. Their chances, we had chances in the first half, but Anthony's shot was never going in, Bruno's header was never going in, and Rashford didn't get his feet right on the Luke Shaw pass. Their goals, Nunez is always going to score that. Gakpo's finish is good, and both of Gakpo's finishes are good. So you can't argue with the goals that have been conceded, and you can't argue with the chances that we've missed. For me, I think we lost this game because we never picked up on the fact that Andy Robertson had free run of the left-hand side and Bruno off the left-hand side was an absolute joke. We've now made the change after an hour where Rashford's still playing through the middle, Bruno's gone to 10, Garnacho's on the left, Anthony's on the right, and McTominay's come on for Fred. They're probably the right subs, but they probably could have happened at half-time. Do you think the team is tired because they look really sluggish, says Ashish? Look, the team being tired is absolutely fine. I've got no problem with the team being tired. But if there's one game where tiredness is not going to be excused, it's Anfield. When will Eric learn that Bruno on the wing does not work, says Lunga. Seeing United car crash at Anfield will always bring me joy, says your pals. It's always Liverpool. The protests, Ollie and Jose sacking. Hopefully this triggers the Glazers out completely. I'm just finding positive, says Cads. I despise Liverpool with every fibre of my being. We are getting absolutely trashed. Our players become kittens at Anfield. Disgraceful, says Aditya. When will Eric learn that? I've done that one as well. I still trust the team in the process we have put up so far. I have faith no matter the result, says Hoy. Bring on the rich owners. Then we can buy some more great players. Could they have been praised and gassed up so much the last few months that they've lost their will to fight, says Pete. We've got 8+ talented wingers at the club and on loan. I don't want to see our centre midfielders on the wing, says Whiteowl. It's always... Look, at the end of the day, I just wanted to catch up on the comments there. We've given Liverpool a massive boost here. The league table will go round in a minute. Top 4 for Liverpool looks very good. 3 points, boost to the goal difference. Massive result for Liverpool. They will get top 4. We're out of any title race, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. We're out of it now. We're 14 points behind Arsenal with 1 game in hand. Forget about the title race. We might have to look behind us a little bit, how we respond to this. But to be honest, we've got Southampton at home next week, so I think we'll be fine. But this is disappointing, and I think this is a line in the sand. And it would have been a line in the sand if we've won. But actually, sometimes these types of results can be a blessing in disguise because we're not good enough to win this game. We're not. We're still getting by with huge holes in the team. Bruno Fernandes playing on the left wing, Weghorst, who's a loanee from Burnley, playing at number 10. It ain't good enough. I think the defence is good enough, but I don't think the midfield and the attack is good enough. Why does Rashford, Bruno and Weghorst have to all play out of position? Hasn't worked all year. We're a second half team, says B9. Is it just me or does it feel like the refs are always against us? I think it's just you, Tyler. I've got no problem with the ref. Clinton, why are we playing long ball? Sean says he needs to knock his putting Weghorst at 10. Moving our best player out of the position is for a championship player. Wan-Bissaka should be playing, says Sean. Lignish, is Casemiro carrying a knock? Balls are not coming in for Rashford. Should have been brought in Wan-Bissaka in the half-time. Look, can somebody explain it to me? This Wan-Bissaka obsession. I've watched football for so many years. I do not get the Wan-Bissaka thing, other than you've got pictures of him up on your wall. No goal has come from our right back. Not one goal is on our right back. He's not an attacking right back. So what difference would Wan-Bissaka have made in this game? Both their goals come down the left-hand side exclusively. The first goal is Anthony's fault. I don't get what Wan-Bissaka does in this game. He's a really good right back, and if he'd started the game, I wouldn't have had a problem. But people talking about Wan-Bissaka, it's almost like a weird obsession. It doesn't make... I don't know what you're talking about. He doesn't change this game at all. Because both goals have come from the left-hand side in the second half. And the first half was on Anthony, the first goal. So I don't get that. I get that you want Wan-Bissaka to start. He's played really, really well for us. We'd still be losing 3-0. That is categorically fact. If Wan-Bissaka had started this game, we'd still be losing 3-0. So whether you think he's better or not, that's fine. But in the context of this game, it wouldn't have made a bloody difference at all. Because he doesn't play at left back. He plays at right back. McTominay's been booked. Standard. Mark, Ben Foster is worried now. You're going to win the bet. Says, I am going to win the bet. I am going to win the bet. Unfortunately, I've always said Liverpool will get top 4. McTominay wins the ball and then gets a yellow card for following through. Yeah, can I go back and change my opinion on the referee, please? I've got absolutely no idea why McTominay gets booked for making a tackle. If he's saying he did that on purpose, it should be a red. He wins the tackle and then afterwards his studs catch Gakpo. That's weird. That's a weird booking, that one. I've got to say. If he's saying he did it on purpose, it's a fucking red. And I don't think he did it on purpose. Well, if his leg's up, it's a red. I'm sorry. United has done well all season, but this shows you're still not there yet, says Rogine. I agree. Here we go. Here we go. Go on, Garnacho. Corner. Rogine also mentioned that Salah twisted Martinez. Oh, yeah, but you know what? Look, Martinez has been a revelation for us. Varane's been a revelation. Casemiro's been a revelation. De Gea's been a revelation. I think all of those 4 haven't played particularly well today. But that's just real life. Like, you know, people play too much FIFA and Football Manager. Like, footballers do not play well. This could be 4-0. Liverpool on the break. We're in a right mess. Well done, McTominay. And then he assists fucking Salah. 4-0. My eyes are bleached. I can't speak. I can't speak. I'm absolutely fuming. 4-0. I can't speak. There's some knobhead behind Ten Hag smiling. Kick him out. Fucking... I can't speak about this. How are we getting run at? How are we getting run at on our own corner? Who's jogging back? Who's jogging back? The only people I can see sprinting back are Varane, McTominay, and the 2 that are back anyway. And Martinez. They're up. Who's jogging back? Oh, what a fucking surprise. Anthony again. Fucking hell. 4-0. I know what I said at the start of the game. This defence is not capable of getting beat 3 or 4-0. It's like Brentford all over again. Anthony loses possession, doesn't even move. Get Anthony off, says iClass. Well, I've just tweeted something there. This is a humiliation for Manchester United. Honestly, Mark, what the hell has gone on here today? Would never have seen this coming. Not at all, Michael. Not at all. I feel sick. I feel absolutely sick. I knew Liverpool were capable of winning this game, but I feel absolutely sickened that this lot have inflicted 1-0. I'd have took 1-0 to Liverpool 100%. 100%. I'd have took 1-0 if we played well. But 4-0, this worries me. Because you go to the new camp and you deserve to win. You don't do... I've seen United. I've played the game. I've watched United, right? You don't do this. If you're a team that's going places, you can't throw one of these results up. Because it gets into the head of the team. It gets into the head of the fans. You don't do this. You don't go on a good run and then get smacked up. You don't do it. It's not, Arsenal lost to Man City. They didn't get stuffed. They lost to Everton. They didn't get stuffed because they're having a good season. You don't do this. You don't have a good season, then go and get smashed by Liverpool. It's a worry. It's a worry, and I think a lot of these players, again, have gone back to places we thought they'd forgotten about. There are still some players in this team where this type of result was quite consistent. And for some reason today, they've wandered back there. And I don't know why. You know, the Brunos, the Rashfords, the Luke Shaws, you know, these players are back doing things. And it's not necessarily individually their fault. There was a handball there by Canate. Ten Hag needs to sub off Anthony like he did with Sancho. He lost the ball, says Raul Gameres. What has happened to Delo, says Dino? Nothing. Tamba says Anthony single-handedly lost us this game. Aaron Wan-Bissaka would have made a difference. No. Not jumping on the media bandwagon as I'm not biased, but honest, I can't name one game I thought, wow, Anthony price tag is crazy, says Harry B. Look, I think there's a good player in Anthony. I really do. You better hope there is, because that's Ten Hag's player. He picked him. He hasn't inherited him. Anthony's decision-making is some of the worst I've seen in football. He shouldn't be starting for Man United. He's a sub, says Sean Turner. The thing is, you know what? I will always defend Anthony because I like him. And he's a player that I really liked at Ajax. But you know what? I can't defend that performance today. And what annoys me about Anthony's performance today is that he did an interview before the game saying, I've played in loads of big games. You know, he clearly hasn't played in many big games because his effort levels in this game and the way he's been dominated, and he's just kicked out at Van Dijk. He's a fucking liability. I'd take him off. He's ran around like a petulant child today. And what I mean by that is he hasn't run around. Like he's had a sulk on all game. That's all. That's for all the fans that keep defending Weghorst and Delo. Oh, Jow, I'm not going to talk about Delo again. All 4 goals have got nothing to do with him. What game are you watching? You know what you need to do? You need to remove your agendas. We get it. You want Wan-Bissaka to start. That's fine. But you're trying to put a 4-0 loss on a right back who hasn't been at fault for any of the goals. That's not why we've lost. We've lost the game today because people that you probably like Luke Shaw, Martinez, Varane, Casemiro, Fred, Anthony, Bruno, Rashford, have been shocking. Collectively shocking. That's why we're 4-0 down. You don't lose 4-0. You don't lose 4-0 because of one player. You lose 4-0 because of a team. And for some reason, this team today has been wretched. We weren't bad in the first half. The second half, mentality kings. There ain't no mentality. I don't know what Bruno's diving down on the floor there for as well. It's embarrassing. He doesn't even touch him. I can't believe what I'm watching. I never thought it could happen, says Manka. Forget the title race is gone. It's a disgrace. Oh, 100% It is what it is. Ten Hag's first season. Liverpool been thrashed by Wolves this season. Anything can happen. We move on and we have no depth, says Luke Waller. That's a penalty. That's a penalty. That's a penalty. Oh, for fuck's sake. That looks like it's a penalty. If Trent Alexander-Arnold's made the tackle here, I mean, Rashford's miles off. Oh, no. Bruno was off. Does he get the ball? There's an offside anyway. Fucking, I don't expect anything to go our way tonight. Absolutely everything. Trent Alexander-Arnold's making last man world-class tackles now. That's how fucking weird this game is. Anthony signings as bad as Maguire, says Abby. Sorry about this, Mark. Go on, treat yourself to a pint on Happy Copite, says Kian. Rashford's in again. Post. Hi, Mark. What's worse, tonight or Ollie losing 5-0 at home? Come on, mate. Have a word with yourself, Rooney. Are you having a joke? That was at Old Trafford at the Theatre of Dreams and we lost 5-0. Sabitzer and Malacia are coming on. Luke Shaw's going to come off. Player ratings, probably out now. Let's have a look. It's going to be a very interesting match reaction, isn't it? Well done, De Gea. In fairness to De Gea as well, it's not like he could have done anything on any of them. The Gakpo finishes were fantastic. I mean, the Nunez finish is virtually unstoppable. And the Salah one. Pies says, are you having fun, Marky boy? It's like a fucking FIFA game. We are bad, but the ref is worse. Might as well give him a Liverpool shirt, says Aditya. And United has like 5 incredible chances. The attack has been awful, says Ronan. As I say, you know, I almost feel... I feel very comfortable saying it because I think these players have had so much credit that you have to call it out. I don't want them kicking out the team for the next game, but they need a bollocking. Like, you know, Martinez has been poor. Casemiro's not been good. Fred was dreadful. Rashford's not been good. Bruno's not been good. Luke Shaw was good in the first half and shit in the second half. You can't carry that many bad performances. Never in a title race, this humbling. Oh, for fuck's sake, it's 5-0. You know what? People in the chat who say this doesn't matter, it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. It does matter. It really matters. You can lose a game of football, but this, you can see it on Ten Hag's face. You can see it on my face, and I'm sure it's the same with you. It does matter. It's more than a loss when it's 5-0. With 15 minutes to go. It's a fucking disgrace. I don't care about the Carabao Cup. I don't care about beating Barcelona. You have to call it out. If you can celebrate the good times, you have to call that out. It's an absolute disgrace. At 2-0, switch on. Mentality Kings, switch on. At 2-0, switch on. Switch the fuck on and, you know, don't get embarrassed. You can lose the game, but this is just pure embarrassment. It's a fantastic header by Nunez as well. Oh, he's done it with the back of his head. Absolutely shocking. It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting performance. Oh, dear, dear, dear. Genuinely, I'm not normally... I mean, if this was last season, I'd have 100 allergies and allergies. I'd have 100 analogies and, you know, I'd be absolutely losing my shit. But the season's been good. This is shocking. I'm shocked. You know, this is like the Christmas when I thought I was getting a PlayStation and I got a bloody tape recorder. I'm past being angry. I'm just disgusted. You cannot trust the players, says Giuseppe. This is sickening, very unprofessional from the whole team and the manager. Red Smurf, I agree. And that is the disappointing thing. It's as I just tweeted it there. I just said it's completely unacceptable. Mark, the last time they beat us 5-0 at Anfield was 1920, says Connor. So glad we could help Liverpool get their mojo back, says Joseph. We were due for one of these days, sadly, but I'm happy to get it out of the way. Tony, this is the thing I disagree. It's not just one of those days. If you lose 1 or 2-0, it's one of those days. If you get beat 5-0, it's not one of those days. You can lose and you can be disappointed and you can walk away from it. But that you can't walk away from that. You can't just go, that's okay. This is the sort of result where you really doubt certain things about that team and certain, you know, decisions that were made. It's that will damage for a long time. That's the sort of thing that will, you know, I don't know what amount of damage it will do, but it certainly is. It's more than a wake-up call. A wake-up call is losing when you've been on a good run. That's a disgrace. And to do it at Anfield as well, Liverpool fans will be absolutely... the amount of WhatsApps I've got from Liverpool fans who can piss off Honestly, can't believe what I'm watching. And with our first defence, absolutely shocking, says Kay. Disgusting. I don't know how we're going to recover from this or what Ten Hag could do post-match, but beatings like this were last season, says Robble. No amount of words can describe how terrible this performance has been. Feel like Liverpool's season is only going to get better from here. Terrible day. Straight out of Cloyne. Why can't we just lose by 1 or 2 goals like every normal team? Exactly, Abby. You know, exactly. It's so disappointing to have to go there again on a match reaction and on the player ratings. It's so disappointing and it shouldn't happen and it should be called out. People should not blame Delo. The team as a collective is playing awful, says Bart. The only thing I can think of is maybe there was a bit too much partying going on after the Carabao Cup. Looked like they're running in porridge, says Yakov. Yeah, look, the trophy against in the Carabao Cup is obviously very important. But at the same time, you know, you can't go to Anfield and lose 5-0. It's the worst result of the season. Comfortably. The worst result of the season. Player ratings are out. I dread to think. Links in the video description. I'll whack it in the video description for you now. 10 minutes to go. I mean, as much as I hate to say it, I'm almost at the point of saying, let's hope we don't concede another one. It's so embarrassing. I'm gutted, Mark. I hate Liverpool, man, says Christian. You know what? I don't like Liverpool. Liverpool don't like Man United. That rivalry is there. But for me, it's more about... I've moved past the rivalry of Liverpool and losing to Liverpool to a point of I cannot believe that we're getting beat 5-0. Bruno's going to get sent off for pushing the referee there. You can't do that. Carabao Cup worthless now. Sack all forgivable, says Derek. Eric Ten Hag got it wrong today. Hate to say it. Do we miss a striker like Ronaldo now, says the Ace. You've been waiting for that for 6 months. Do we miss Ronaldo? Bruno's very lucky. He's just bloody pushed the referee on the back. The linesman. Don't think I can face doing player ratings. The team went on the pitch jaded and disinterested, says Emily. This is like the worst than a PS game. Liverpool seem desperate to score. They're taking the biscuit now, says Tom Grant. It really stings, but this is the wake-up reminder. This is a building season, says Hamada. This second half, I was just going to have a quick look at the stats in the second half because I know what they were in the first half. And in the second half, let's have a quick look at this. I don't know why that's not just come up there. Oh no, that's not what I want to look at. Where are the stats? Here we go. Second half stats. Still won't come up. There we go. Yeah, look at that. We had 3 shots on target in the first half. They had 1. They've had 5. They've had 16 shots to our 8. They've had still 60% possession. Our passing accuracy has stayed the same. They've just annihilated us in this second half, let's be honest. Absolutely annihilated us. Haven't won away at a Big Six club all season, says Bad Bath. There are some games you just have to get up for. How can you show up to Anfield not ready to play? It's unacceptable, says Navy. This has always happens when the fan base is overly confident and underestimate teams, says Blocks. Look, I think I predicted a draw. A lot of people predicted 2-1. I don't think you were wrong to predict that. Oh, for fuck's sake. It's 6-0. I just don't believe the goals we're conceding. Like, I don't believe the goals we're conceding. I can't believe the goals we're conceding because people are just like De Gea must be sat there going, what the fuck are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Like, just fucking idiots. I'm fuming with them. I didn't think I could go back there with these players, but I'm bloody fuming. I can't believe it. I need to calm down. I'm bloody fuming. I can't believe what we've just done. What's Luke Shaw doing here? Book Salah for taking his bloody shirt off as well. At least deliver something. But I don't know where we are. Harvey Elliott puts a cross in. Luke Shaw kicks it against Firmino. Kick it out for a fucking corner. Don't check VAR. It's not even going to be offside. Don't check VAR. What are you checking VAR for? What are you checking? He's not offside. Don't rub it in. The fucking... Why is Luke Shaw kicking it against Firmino instead of kicking it out for a corner? It's just embarrassing at that level to let your head drop so much. Why is Luke Shaw doing that? I don't get this. What the hell is going on, says UK Enterprise. Fucking just gave up. Gave up. Ten Hag is absolutely fuming. And you know what? I don't blame him. I don't get this, says UK Enterprise. Only Qatar can save us now, says Savage. They're already on the bus and have checked out. They checked out at 2-0, Tony. They're a fucking disgrace. Mark, how does this even happen? I'm flabbergasted, says Vic. I can't. You know what annoys me the most? White flag. The cup got to these lads' heads. Reality check. Nowhere near Champions League quality, says Kifel. What I cannot deal with is people saying one of those days. Get out of my club. It can't be one of those days. Cannot be one of those days. No, it's not one of those days. One of those days is where you lose and it's disappointing 1-0. It's not one of those days to get absolutely hammered. Let's look it in the face. Hammered. Absolutely annihilated. Embarrassed, humiliated, destroyed. Not acceptable. I don't care whether you're top of the league or getting relegated. That's a bloody disgrace. That stings as much as what Ollie did. You know, Ollie was shit and he needed to go. That's a bloody disgrace. I don't care if we go and win the league from this point, whether we win the Europa League, whether we win the FA Cup, whether we won the Carabao Cup, whether we won against Barcelona. That's out of the ordinary bullshit. Shouldn't happen. That doesn't happen by accident. That's bad management. That's horrific performances. Something there needs looking at because that is a disgrace. An absolute disgrace. I'm shocked because I never thought we were going to go back there again. I knew we were going to lose games. I never thought this was part of our vocabulary anymore. To get humiliated to that extent. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. Dear, oh dear. And you know what? I'd never normally say this, but fair play to Liverpool because they absolutely saw a wounded animal and they showed no mercy. Cobra Kai football. They've shown no mercy. Mercy's for the weak and they've destroyed us. And after the season they've had, I told you, these players were always going to turn up. They've had a shit season. They've just been destroyed by Real Madrid in front of their own fans. Do you think at 2-0 they were going to go light on us? We're idiots. We're idiots. If we've walked into a trap, we stuck our nose in a beehive and then we're moaning because we got stung. I knew this. Ten Hag would have known it as well. They were always going to be relentless and they were always going to go in for the kill. Oh, fucking hell. I'm gone. I'm finished. No. Oh, for God's sake. No. 7 fucking 0. What the fuck, man? What the fucking hell's going on? 7-0. 7 bloody 0. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. 7-0. What the fucking hell is going on? I don't believe... We're 2 goals off. 2 goals off the Premier League record for getting stuffed. And there's still 5 minutes to go. 7-0. Oh, God. Tune into the match reaction after this, because I don't even know. I don't even know what to say. Fucking hell. I mean, we're the one team this season that's made Mo Salah look world class. He's been bang average all season, and we've made Mo Salah look world class. Fucking hell. I don't even know what you do from here. I don't know what you do from here. 7-0. Oh, I tell you what. We could be looking at the first bloody heart attack on air. I'm trying not to explode. Not in your wildest dreams. Not in your wildest dreams. Not in Liverpool fans' wildest dreams. Nobody's got that on a bet. 7-0. Nobody. Ah, look at it. 7-0. I don't know where. I don't know what to say. Football very rarely surprises me. That's just. I mean, I've got to write this. I'm going to have a section in the match reaction called Ten Hag's mistakes, right? Because he'd be angry and he'll tell them all off, and he's right. But there's actually a big list of mistakes he's made. Bringing Scott McTominay on. What was the score? What was the score when McTominay came on? Can somebody? I think it was 2 or 3-0. That was a fucking mistake, because that midfield has disappeared since McTominay came on. Whatever you think about Fred, McTominay has been fucking invisible. All he's done is get booked. It was 3-0 when McTominay came on. It's now 7. He's not the only one, but that didn't work. That didn't work. But the list is endless. What subs did he make? I'm gonna have to go through this in the match reaction. I'm gonna have to go through this. I can't speak. It could be 8. It could be 8. He got a 4v3 in the last when we're 7-0 down. What's going on? What's going on? You're losing 7-0 and Liverpool have got a 4v3. Fucking stop attacking. Stop attacking. We're losing 7-0. You should have stopped attacking at 3-0. Where's your pride? Stop bloody going forward, you dickheads. We've just had a 4v3. 4 Liverpool players against 3 United players because we had a chance to put a cross in. What the fuck do you think you're doing? Oh, we got one back. Stop fucking attacking, you shit twats, and defend. Why didn't we do that at 2-0? What the fucking hell? I just don't get it. I've never seen anything so amateur in my life. You're losing 7-0 and you still want to attack. Piss off and defend, for fuck's sake. Get 10 people behind the ball. We've just fucked our goal difference up, by the way. Oh, my God. Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle. Oh. Where's my sneak? I need some energy. Oh, I can't speak. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Get that off my... I don't believe it. Can you believe it? Seriously, I can't. Liverpool fans can't believe it. Can you? I can't believe it. That's there's not a word for that. This is going to get its own word in the dictionary. Jurgen Klopp goes to Ten Hag. I don't know what Ten Hag's going to do here. I'd go on the pitch and start doing wrestling moves. I'd run towards McTominay. clothesline, you know, pile driver, tombstone, fucking the lot. It's just... There's money in the bank for Ten Hag, of course there is. We all back Ten Hag, but that's terrible. That's the worst result I've ever seen, says Benjamin. Mython there, very happy. 7 for Cristiano, calm as a bitch, says Luai. Referee probably told Jonathan, I'm blowing the whistle, leave it out, says Dale. Ten Hag goes down the touchline. Glazer's in, says Matthew. Disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful. Look, we've got the match reaction. Player ratings, link is in the video description and it's in the match reaction. I'm going to take a deep breath. Very big thank you to Sneak for sponsoring the show, by the way. I'm sure Liverpool fans are going to love Sneak from now on. Links in the video description. Please use the code SneakBridge. I'm going to have a few swigs of that and then we'll get on. Beckham says, absolute disgrace. Still a bad day at the office. Get out. Same week mentality, said as last year. No effort to save the embarrassment. Right, let's get over to the match reaction. Worst defeat of my life and I'm 37. This will haunt us for years, says Jim Jam. That's on the players, not the manager, says Billy. Well, no. We'll talk about it on the match reaction. The players are a disgrace, but the manager got a lot wrong as well. But where can he go? Like, arguably Liverpool's man of the match was the player that Ten Hag wanted and had scouted for 6 months. The club have let him down as well. It was always going to happen. I'll speak to you in a moment on the match reaction.